And welcome back. Last we left off, we found our intrepid heroes deep in the bowels of the dragon hatchery within the raiders' camp, having chased the seeming cultists all the way from Greenest back towards their home base. Our party, or at least half of it, successfully infiltrated the raiders' camp under the guise of the Broken Scabbard Mercenary Company. Our intrepid heroes, then finding 3 of their allies captured before being suspiciously released. By the grace of Serena's family name, they were allowed free access into the camp. Our party, after a tense night of infiltration and investigation, discovered that seemingly deep within the cave towards the northeast of the camp, there lay a hatchery for black dragon wormlings. One of our friends, Quill, decided to disguise himself as a dragonclaw whom they previously had felled in Greenest and decided to dive deep into the cave. Being discovered in the heart of the cave by Lady Resmere, the seeming leader of this particular sect of the cult. Some quick thinking by Quill allowed him to buy himself a few hours while the rest of the group launched a rescue operation. Battling through the hatchery, our group found themselves face to face with strange, malevolent fungi, in addition to kobolds wielding strange homemade explosives of some kind, and so many traps, before eventually finding themselves face to face with Langdidrosa Cyanrath, the half-dragon champion, whom was Madame Mondaf's right-hand man. The group, having felled him in a shrine to Tiamat, deciding their next course of action, attempted a similar ruse. However, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Madame Mondath was wise to the scam, and combat ensued. Our group, realizing their resources far too depleted to complete the mission, chose instead to live and fight another day, escaping the dragon hatchery, but taking a fair few members of the cult down with them, before finding themselves back to the safety of the cave towards the northeastern direction, and back to Leosin, the Harper agent, and Renaer Neverember, the illustrious son of the Gult Neverember, the Open Lord of Neverwinter. Some tense conversations ensued, and our party laid their head down for a long rest, which is where we find ourselves now. Nestled in the shadow of the cliffs, just beyond a thicket of wind-bent pine and bramble-choked undergrowth, lies a narrow cleft in the stone, easily missed and half covered by fallen branches and the twisting roots of old gnarled trees. Beyond it, a short tunnel opens into a shallow cave, barely wide enough for a handful of people, but dry and secure. The air thick with the scent of pine needles and smoke. Inside, the dim light of a small, well-tended fire dances across the stone walls, warming the earth and casting flickering shapes like old spirits onto the uneven surfaces. Bedrolls are unfurled around the fire, and a smell of simple broth and charred rations fills the tight space. It's not comfort, but it's enough. As you guys all begin to awaken from your long rest, it is around lunchtime. It's sort of like 2 or 3 p.m. after you guys fully come to your senses on the long rest. You guys can see Leosin's already sort of sat cross-legged near the entrance, his brow sort of furrowed in thought. He's got one hand sort of resting near the hilt of this sort of like rusted sword, and the other seemingly tracing a map in the dirt on the ground. You can see his face is still pale and is heavily now sort of like swollen in places. One of the eyes is almost completely sort of like swollen shut and dark purple and black around it. But it appears as though his mind is sharp again. You can see that he's fixated on the map, like he's trying to figure out some sort of puzzle, just following these routes along on this crudely drawn dirt path. We see towards the backmost corner, Renaer Neverember, the fiery red hair now tied in a bushy ponytail. You can see that he's seemingly used parts of his bedroll to create sort of a makeshift sort of a toga type top, as you can see. Even though it's stained with dirt, and you can see that his face too is very gaunt and minorly bruised from the beating Rail had given him. He sort of sits there, and you can see that he's trying to pull some dirt out from under his fingernails. And outside, the wind continues to whistle through the trees. And as you all awaken, fully rested, what would you like to do?
Decisions.
I think first things first, Nebulon's just going to look over at Serena. And he's going to sort of, as he sort of puts down his telescope, he sort of disconnects it, then sort of shrinks it down, puts it back on his shoulder. Serena, are you all right now? You had a bit of a nightmare last night. Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm all rested now. I was just bad sleep, all this stuff that's happened. It's been a rough couple of days.
Does she still have the earring in?
Do you?
By any chance?
I decided to take it off after we came back to the camp last time, because now I don't feel like I need it anymore. Potentially, it's in a pocket somewhere. If I ever need to show it, I'll show it to prove my allegiance to whatever. But I'm not using it right now.
Well, if you
But I will
need
test
it
my
to
magic.
talk at any point, I'm around. Sleep is a difficult topic.
It's not the first time.
Honestly, I'm amazed that any of you were able to sleep. This ground is so disgustingly uneven.
You say that, but you were completely conked out for most of last night. So
I was weary from a long day of pursuing my constitution and will and hardening myself against those awful raiders.
You can lead
Long
the way
will
if you
be
like.
the day when a Never Ember gives up the secrets of the realms.
you know what? I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Indeed, we did.
I just want to say, let's start over. And no hard feelings.
That would
Let's
be
give it another
absolutely
try.
lovely. Well, your name is
Serena.
Sag? What was it again?
I did just say it, but sure.
I wasn't listening to you. You've got very defined cheekbones, and it's hard to pay attention to what you say.
Okay.
Keep it in your pants.
Right. Thank you.
Anyway, I don't know what the traditional greeting is in your culture, but a very firm ooga booga to you.
For uninitiated like you can just start with hello, and that'll actually go a long way. So.
Well, slightly archaic, but hello.
Remember what
Hello.
we spoke about last night?
I'm trying. I'm
No,
really trying.
I know, no ooga boogas though.
I just thought that's what her people like, you know?
And don't say that.
Whatever you think you know, just assume that you don't know it.
Of course. And you see at this point he turns towards you, Vilka, and goes, and you, I apologize for if any of my comments may have come across as insensitive. I'm not sure what your people's traditional thing is. Should we slice ourselves with a small knife and perhaps drink each other's blood a little bit to say hello? Is that the usual thing, or...?
Well, I don't think it is something I would like to share with you. So, hello.
I'm so glad you said that
Would be
because I
fine
really
as well.
didn't want your blood in my body. Not to say that it's anything wrong with it necessarily. It's just I don't know what kind of diseases they have in the Underdark. You don't know what kind of disease we have up here. Although I can assure you that I am tested by several healers and clerics every single year, so I am perfectly clean from any sort of easily transmittable disease. I'm talking myself into a hole again, aren't I, Rail?
And I go up to him
Yeah.
and I'm doing like a healing ritual sort of on him. I'm not
Like
gonna
I said,
actually do
Lorling,
anything. I'm just gonna.
I am not from the Underdark. But if
Really?
you want me to
Then why
get
is your
to that,
skin so... Why
I'd
is
be
your skin
happy
so dark?
to bury you.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't want to go anywhere near there. I'm quite all right. You see at this point, Leosin sort of like struggles to his feet and goes, I appreciate the merrymaking in the morning, but now that we're all rested, we should make haste to Elturel.
Get your rations together, have your morning breakfast, and we'll
It
head
is
out.
late afternoon, however, by my approximation, if we travel at a decent pace, we can make up the half a day's journey today and the 2 days in the next following couple of days.
Alright. Well, is there anything else we
Okay.
need to do before we head out, or no one
I
has
think I
any?
have everything. I'm ready.
I mean, I would
Alright.
make potions, but I don't think I have anything.
Good,
Just
and
look.
where is it that you've stored your mounts?
What?
Your mounts?
Oh,
Like
right.
horses?
Yes, we're surely not walking to Elturel.
That's exactly what we're doing.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
We're walking to Elturel.
What, do you think we have a horse pocket or something?
Well, I assumed that you'd have stuck them in a stable somewhere.
Like,
I
I mean, the
get
best
on
I
all
can do is
fours,
this.
waddling, and do the horse, and take us there. It's either
God.
that or walking.
Gods.
You were a strong,
horses.
independent noble. I'm sure that your feet can set into a march.
These boots were not made for walking. They were made for formal events. They're extremely uncomfortable.
Do you
You can borrow mine if you want.
Cairo, like,
They're
look
made
at the
of metal.
boots to see if there's like a heel on them.
There's like a large platform heel. It's given him like a solid like 6 inches.
Yeah, I can
I'm
see
6'4", you see, so I need a large boot to hold my impeccably masculine frame. Right.
I could see why they would hurt my.
Let's talk a bit less about your
My mother
masculine frame
wears-
and get walking. To be fair, your frame will improve the more you walk, you know? Exercise.
I'm not a cardio guy. I only work out the glamour muscles, the important ones.
Uh-huh, yeah, I see that.
Now you can catch up.
All I can
No
say
problem.
is, if Leosin can walk with potentially shattered heels, then I'm sure.
A sprain and a fracture, if I had to assume, but your point stands, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you'll be fine on the journey, but we won't be taking any major breaks. We need to get there as soon as possible. The sooner you want to get back to your father, the sooner we have to make a move.
Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home.
I mean,
Don't
would
any of you have any kind of spells or anything to just whisk me away and put me back in my bed?
I have a spell to put you to sleep, so we can leave your
I
body
could
behind.
put you in a
actually.
few pieces and
Can
put
I
you in
use one?
everyone's
that
pocket.
I don't like
You wanna
any of
get
these
that?
options.
I have one.
Fine, I'll walk.
for-
Fine.
the less of better evils.
My father will be hearing about this.
What, that you can walk?
I'll
Real.
approach Leosin. Leosin, do you need a hand to walk? I can lend you a shoulder if you need.
It's fine. It is more important that the 6 of you are mobile in case. It is likely that the surrounding areas between Greenest and Elturel are rather quiet. With the raiders only having just have left, I'm assuming that they probably kept a decent perimeter around. There's also there's always the chance that we could run into some sort of animals for the wood of sharp teeth, but I would say our journey, with any luck, will be fairly uneventful. I would much prefer if the 6 of you were ready for anything that may cause us harm at the drop of a hat, though. But I appreciate the offer.
In the meantime, I'll sort of take my star staff and I'll extend it out. It's not really much of a walking stick, but I suppose you could.
Oh, it certainly helps. Thank you.
Nebulon,
I can get-
perhaps Luminary can guide the way.
I
And
actually probably can suggest that as well. That's a good idea, actually. I'll sort of click my fingers and then she'll sort of re-emerge from a little bit of a pocket of starlight. Just flies through.
and
Cool. And you see, sort of like appears and lands on your shoulder.
All right.
if
If you want to bring out... never mind, I forgot. What happened to your familiar, Kyra?
Leor's still around. It's
Leor's
just that
still
Kyra's
around.
dismissed him.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, if you want to bring Leor out to stretch his legs, then do feel free.
I'm sure he would love to. And she, like, lowers her hood. Alright, you can come out. It's safe now.
Alright, as for marching order, Leosin, I recommend that you stay probably towards the middle. That way you'll be defending on either side.
Agreed. And what about me?
You can stick with me.
I think you should stay with Rail. Yeah.
Ah, yes, my loyal bodyguard. Let's go.
And Leor can, if Rael is fine with this, Leor can tag along with you. Don't nip at his heels.
As long as he doesn't have any sort of pests or anything infesting him, that's fine.
Oh, he doesn't have fleas.
Good.
They burn as
That's
soon
what I
as
was
they-
worried about.
Please, so.
Right.
At which point I'll take Luminari from my shoulder. I'll sort of mentally command her to, at the very least, just she knows the drill. Scout her through her head, bird's eye view.
Yes. So who's taking the lead? So I'll say that Leosin roughly knows the direction that you're going. Whoever wants to roll survival for me can do so with advantage with Leosin's help.
I'm pretty good at navigating areas. I'll turn to Leosin. Sorry, do you have a map that we could use as accurate?
You see, he sort of like draws your attention down towards the mud and begins to sort of explain the general vicinity. It seems like you guys are buried in a sort of alcove of the Wood of Sharp Teeth. It seems like it's a fairly straight shot, sort of towards a direct north to get to the River Chionthar. Once we get to the river, we'll need to take a ferry over into the city proper. But it shouldn't be too much issue. All along the river, there are various sort of services and people who will be able to assist us.
I'll probably be able to navigate us, I suppose. It's not too difficult.
Cool.
If that is all right with everyone, if anyone does not have any reservations on that.
Go ahead.
I
You're
imagine the
free.
way
If
to
you-
Elturel as well. This is the way I've done many times. Perhaps.
Absolutely.
Could help.
This is a fairly easy check for you, Nebulon. Roll me a survival check with advantage. DC is 10.
It's already a 16 on the dice, but with
Cool.
advantage, natural 20! Oh my god!
Amazing.
I'm
Way to
putting these on
start.
that.
We don't waste a single meter.
No, we do not.
Yeah.
So you guys sort of like stretch your legs and move out towards the bulk of Greenfields proper. The sort of midday eventually begins to sort of like give way to a very sort of like ominous twilight. You guys are sort of moving towards the end of summer, beginning of autumn now, so the days are becoming marginally shorter as you go. You can see that the sort of like sun is beginning to set as a few hours pass into your journey. You can see the sort of like golden glow casts all the tall grass with this warm shimmer. You sort of like begin to pass through these low stone fences, some of like half toppled like roads that probably stood 100 years ago. And as you guys sort of like follow the silhouette, you can see the darkness of the Wood of Sharp Teeth to the right, and in a far distance towards the east, you can see the sort of like cutting silhouette of the Sunset Mountains. Nebulon, it's fairly easy for you with the assistance of Leosin and Vilka, and also Luminari, to begin to set the journey over towards Elturel. I'll say that you sort of take on a natural 20 especially, you take a slightly wider berth away from the Wood of Sharp Teeth to sort of avoid any potential like animals or beasts that have made their way out and might give you some trouble.
It's a good
And
suggestion.
as-
I will do that, and I'll navigate my way around.
And as the twilight begins to sort of come over and darkness begins to fall, towards the end of the half a day's journey, which passes by fairly uneventfully, you begin to find yourself in a smattering of long, flowing farm fields. You can see several sort of like small homesteads on hills in the far distance, these sort of like rolling fields of wheats and other various crops, very gorgeously silhouetted against the sort of like gold and purples of the sun as it begins to set. And as you move into the night and you're walking just sort of like through these farmsteads, following a very broken down old stone wall, you hear God, so you see that Renaer sort of like falls to his knees. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Why are we stopping? What's happened?
Good, Renaer.
No! I think some
You-
foul beast has bitten me!
Do you need
Right
a
on the
cleric?
leg!
Can I take a look at his wound?
Rail, somebody look, I can't bear look! And I'll say that sort of you sort of like crouch next to him and roll up the pant leg, and you could see a very small sort of like tick, which is bitten and it's just sort of like sucking into Renaer. Oh god, it's kill it, please!
I'll pick it off, but for show, I'll just add a little bit of magical flourish to make it look like I did some fancy healing stuff. But I'll just
Roll
take it
deception
off.
check for me.
Oh no! Why did you make me do that?
That's great.
I'm not good at that. How evil of you! But he's not even looking. 8. It was almost a natural 20.
Oh, thank God for you, beast woman! Thank the gods!
Yes, we beast women have a purpose in this world.
You and your natural medicines and your tribal spellcasting. Ugh.
It's all water, really. That's the trick.
Rael, I
anyways,
fear that my
focus
left
now.
leg might be crippled. You may have to carry me the rest of the way.
I can chop it off if
Well.
you want.
No, it's actually feeling a little bit better since Serena helped me.
Oh, thank you for remembering my name. That's very kind of you. I know that's extremely hard for you, so.
Well, it's transactional. You helped me, so I remembered your name.
Hi.
Great
that's-
privilege
I-
for a noble to know you by name.
Yes, that is very kind of you. I really value that extremely much.
For a second, I was
That's-
worried that Leor bit you, but he doesn't really bite much unless given a reason.
You see his eyes widen for a second, and then he's like, oh, okay. As long as he doesn't bite. And I'll say Nebulon at this point, as you're sort of like watching this scene unfold, you see that the sun sort of like dips below the horizon, then the darkness begins to overtake the rolling fields. On a natural 20, I'll say this. You sort of like begin to look around, and you can see what appears to be a farm which has been left in a bit of a state of disrepair. You can see the fence is sort of like broken, hanging off the hinges. The like painted fence is sort of like peeling in places. The crops are like well overgrown, and some of them have died in places. And you see like an old abandoned farmhouse up towards the top of the hill, probably only like a 10-minute walk away.
Looks like there's some sort of farm up ahead. We could potentially stay there for the night and rest up. It looks pretty abandoned.
Farm.
Never
Well-
really stayed in an abandoned farmhouse before, unless you count Greatest, but seems some less stressful situations now.
Well, let's check out if it's a good option then.
I mean,
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I suppose I should take a little look. How far? Yeah, it's about, as you said, about a 10-minute walk away.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll start making my way over there. And as I'm doing that, I'm just gonna sort of gesture over to Quill and just kind of to sort of catch up with me a little bit. Say,
door?
Quill, just a quick one. I'm saying this as we're sort of walking to the farmhouse at this point. I've been meaning to ask you, your magic, your abilities. I've noticed chains. I just wanted to ask, is that something that just happens, or is it something that you, well, make up on the spot? I'm curious.
Quill will kind of touch the amulet that's round about it, kind of glittering a little bit of blue, and he's going to reply. Excuse me. Yeah, Quill's going to respond. He's going to say, "It is the power that's been granted to me. Once touched, you kind of see the world in a different view. There's so many chains all around, chaining everyone. This manifestation seems to be the true world that remains unseen to most."
Oh, if I may, please do tell me if I'm overreaching here, but your power is granted. So does that mean that you are fully aware of the exact moment you had power given to you? You did not just wake up with it one day.
Correct. I am fully aware of how and when I acquired it, and truth be told, it seems that new links to the chain are getting added every day. Yeah.
Well, I hope the chains are more of a metaphor for you breaking them, rather than you feel as if you are chained to the ground yourself. I would hate to think that you are trapped, but as long as you're still good, then that's all that matters to me. I'm just fascinated by the way you could just summon the chains, and you don't even look exhausted from it. Eventually I feel quite tired after a while, but it's good to know you're on our side. I'll sort of pat him on the back. I'd say, sorry, I'm curious. I've always been quite curious. Hence why I look at the stars like this.
When gazing up at the stars in the sky, I asked Nebulon, what of these constellations that you seem to pull?
Well, it's a long story. I've always been fascinated by the stars. When I was younger, I grew up in an astronomy tower. There's not many, but I was fortunate enough to grow up with parents that taught me about the stars from a young age. But I ended up leaving home after a while, and I went to a place called the Astroni Sanctorum, a circle of druids, but they're a little bit... It took me a while to realize that they were not the kind of druids for me, and I walked away. But while I was there, I was fortunate enough to be exposed to a lot of the night sky. I'll put it lightly. But in terms of constellations, at which point I'll start like spending the next few minutes just trattering on about various different constellations. But you pick up on the fact that there's 3 constellations. You hear the name Valdorn, Celestian, and Istus. You hear those 3 quite mentioned on repeat. But after a while, Nebulon kind of reads the room a little and realizes that he's continually droning on.
As you're having this conversation, Nebulon, and you're sort of like giving this little lecture on the stars toward Quill, just like sort of like a really passionate university student talks about their like degree and their like most recent interests, like that pure, raw, innocent passion, as it were.
You want to read my thesis?
You make your way over towards the farmhouse, and Nebulon, as you and Quill sort of like leading the pack get there, the first thing that you notice, just from a passing glance, is this is likely a very long abandoned farmhouse. And go ahead and give me a perception check. Quill, if you want to do this as well, I'll say you're welcome to.
Thank you.
Ooh, 8. Not the best.
7.
I'll say as the two of you sort of like
hang on.
come through the like little wooden fence leading into the farmhouse, it becomes immediately obvious that this house is probably been abandoned for a long while. And I'll say, especially being a druid, Nebulon, as you're walking through the fields, you can kind of tell that at a certain point it looks like this particular patch of ground just turned, if you know what I mean. Like whether it's a mixture of like events or like the weather or environments, but whatever crops were once growing here, it seems as though at a certain point the farmers must have given up the ghost and moved on to greener pastures. The house itself is fairly humble. It's a 2-story building. You can see it's sort of like made of like wood that's been painted white and is long peeling. The other thing that you sort of notice, Quill, is that a couple of the windows have been smashed. You see some like hastily drawn, almost illegible like graffiti in paint on the building, and you both sort of get the impression that this house, since it's been abandoned, has become almost like a halfway house for people on the road a little bit.
Why am I
What do you think?
picturing Courage the Cowardly Dog house?
A little bit of that.
That seems
Do
like
we
a pretty good
recognize the
place for the
graffiti
night.
at all?
If everyone wants to take a rest, I'm happy to take first watch tonight.
We'll probably take all of the watches as well if everyone wants to sleep up. I welcome the company, of course. You know, I don't actually need to sleep. I have a...
Not at all?
No, I have a... What did they call it in the Sanctorum? A trance of sorts. I've always been able to do it.
It's
I just
so
never
much
realized I
fun.
needed to. It's interesting.
Is it like, and Carol like think for a minute on like an animal or something that she learned about in school. Is it like dolphins? Like, you know, when they sleep, they use like half their brain.
I think so. I mean, I didn't really pay too much attention in the classes. I was trying to figure out my actual abilities, but
They're
From what
unstable
I-
up into space, probably
from-
either, right?
Yeah, it's. I guess I just kind of cross my legs. I draw a symbol around me, and then I just go into a trance. It's weird. I can still kind of.
Ooh.
I'm aware of what's going on around me a little bit, but I just.
Can you hear and
Yes, I think so. I just kind of need to stay kind of still for about 4 hours or so, and then I think I kind of just wake up feeling quite refreshed. It's useful
Do you
at
cross
times.
legs in
Interesting.
order to sleep? Or can you
Yes.
do it
so
with
more
your
like a
legs straight?
cat then? That's really
I-
interesting.
It's odd. I kind of find it difficult to go into my trance without crossing my legs. It's kind of like a thing I just picked up.
It's like Pavlovian kind of like instinct almost.
I think
Yeah.
yes. I mean, I
As you
discovered
guys are
it-
having this conversation and you sort of like enter into the house, the door itself is slightly off the hinges. It could easily be like put back into the frame to close, but it's not providing a massive degree of safety, as it were. And judging by the wide open surroundings, like this house has been built on top of a hill, probably for the specific purpose of being able to have visibility like from all surrounding areas for a fair couple of miles. And I'll say this, the bottom floor seems to be a large sort of like drawing room. You can see there's a couple of like moth-bitten sofas and armchairs, the remains of a fireplace that's got like a bunch of like papers and like bottles and shit sort of like strewn around, very much like a little bit of a squat house, if you will. There's a set of like stairs that lead upstairs, and I'll say you guys spend some time going through the house. There seems to be 3 bedrooms. Each one of them has been stripped bare except for a bed frame. There's no like sheets or mattresses on them or anything like that. Seems like this house has been tossed and it's been sort of this halfway house for a while. Anyone who wants to, give me a perception check.
Take a look around.
Me too.
I think we should check the barn for a basement in case it used to be owned by a dwarf.
That's a 7.
Hey, there might be extra beds down there.
13.
17.
16.
7.
Cool. So I'll say that you all sort of like go about your merry way. So Leosin sort of like sits himself down in an armchair. You see that Renaer immediately claims one and like sort of like spreads out on one of the sofas. Oh, sweet God, it's so nice. Even if it is horrifically moldy. And as you guys sort of like look around, you sort of like head out. I'll say this, Quill, you sort of like look around for a basement. Doesn't appear to be any basement specifically. You find like a set of caved in doors. It looks like seemingly the basement has just sort of collapsed in on itself at a certain point or another. You can see the walls are like falling down. It's barely a basement, less than like it is a hole in the ground at this point. Nebulon, seems like at one point there was a barn here, but it's foundations. Seems like it long burned down or has been like destroyed or something like that. It's just a lot of like, it's foundations and like some wooden planks like sprawled out all over the place. You kind of get the impression by the clean cuts, it's probably people like using it for fire or something like that within the house when they're passing through. Serena, on a 17, I'll give you this. As you're sort of like making yourself comfortable in the room in particular, you hear from sort of like out one of the windows in the living room the sound of like a rustling, like something like messing with like a sack or some kind of like bag or something like that.
Is it a pet? I'm gonna go really stealthily as I can.
I know.
Are you attempting to avoid detection from the rest of the party?
No, I don't care about them.
Okay.
I just don't want to be
Roll,
detected by the whatever it is that I'm.
Roll a stealth
Thank you.
check.
Oh no! Why did I do this to myself? 14. That's good for me.
So, as you sort of like round the side of the building, you can see what appears to be like a large pile of what appears to be trash, for lack of a better term. You can see like old ragged clothes and like moldy books that have been like torn apart and just left in a pile, like several bottles and things like that, some moldy food. And you can see that like sort of like head deep into the pile, this sort of like 5 foot long creature. You can see that it's sort of like on all fours. You can see the sort of like deep cerulean blue skin, scales, and like a tail with like spines on it. You can see this sort of like horn, and it seems like it's I would say you'd recognize this as one of the guard drakes from the Raiders encampment.
Oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh my goodness.
I I believe I still have some mushrooms from the cave that were kobold.
Cool. First things first, go ahead and roll me a nature check, if you will.
Fuck. I can't.
Oh boy.
16.
Cool. I'll say that as you sort of like spend some time, you get real low, start to root for your bag looking for it. Hasn't actually noticed you yet, and you get a good chance to see it. It looks skinnier than perhaps the sort of like usual guard drakes are. You can see that it looks slightly more juvenile than some of the ones that you've seen previously. If you had to assume, it looks like one that maybe got separated from like a raiding party or a scouting party, or maybe sort of like turned off and got lost while like the main group of the raiders were moving along.
Mushroom.
You see the head turns to you, and you can see you see like a sock hanging from one of its teeth, and you see these two sort of like slitted, beady eyes and this large ivory horn.
You're so cute. Come over here.
See the toothy maw sort of opens, and it lets out a low sort of.
I can't wait to
Roll me an animal handling check.
natural 20 for 24. Motherfucker. The dice are on my side when I need them.
Only for the important things, hey?
Yeah.
You see, you see the drake sort of like approaches you. You see its head goes really low, and you see the shoulders sort of like raise up. Grabs the food from your hand. Sort of grabs the food from your hand. Walks back like a cat, sort of like taking food quickly. Walks back a couple of paces and just.
I'm just gonna sit down on the ground, like make sure it knows that I'm not gonna approach, and I'm gonna put some mushroom next to me, and I'm just gonna sort of like sit there and nonchalantly try to not like. It can come over if it wants. I'm not gonna force it to do anything, but more mushrooms are coming.
See, it takes like a solid like 10 minutes. There's a lot of time where it's just sort of like turning from you, going back to the pile. You see its eyes dart over and look at the mushrooms every now and again. And after about 10 or 15 minutes pass, it very cautiously sort of makes its way up.
I'm gonna put out my hand so it can smell it.
Backs away a little bit. Sort of like digs the horn into the pile and continues to sort of like dig through it.
I'll say in Draconic. Maybe they'll understand. I don't know. I'll just say, I'll come out here 3 times a day with more food for you if you want it. I've got plenty to spare, and you don't need to do anything in return. It's all for you.
You see the head sort of like emerges from the pile a little bit, and the eyes sort of like look over at you. Sort of like you see it buries itself into the pile, and the form sort of like disappears. And you see like the slight shifting of some stuff at the top of the pile move, almost like it's like burying itself in there for sleep.
Does it look like it's just in the pile, or does it look like there might be a pathway under the pile?
No, you can very clearly see like the pile sort of like swells a little bit as it climbs inside of it, and yeah, it looks like it's just sleeping in the pile.
Do I know if it would like a warm fire at night, or is it kind of like cold-blooded?
You get the impression on a natural 20 animal handling, I'll give you this. It's gonna be less of a love type situation and more of a it'll be cautiously optimistic, but these are beasts that follow the hand that feeds them, as it were. Like, you get the impression that it might follow you. You don't know. It doesn't appear to be outwardly aggressive, though.
I'll just put one last mushroom sort of in front of the pile, and then I'll go back inside.
And I'll say, as you all sort of like gather back in the main drawing room, you see Leosin sort of like heads leaning back, and you see his breathing gets a little bit heavier, and sleep sort of like takes him. You can see that Renaer's loudly Oh no! Don't touch me, you filthy animal!
I'd like to just take like my little scarf and just like put it over his face so that like the sound is muffled slightly for the rest
You
of
watch
it.
as he breathes and inhales a large amount of fabric and
I'll
you
just
almost
pretend.
fucking killed me!
I'll pretend that wasn't me.
Jeez.
Did something happen to you? Oh my god. You okay?
Somebody tried to assassinate me with this silk scarf. It's not even real
Oh
silk.
no. That's
My skin's
terrible.
going to break out and
I'll-
everything.
I'll take it away from you so you don't die again.
You see, he sort of like moves and turns his back towards you and faces like the corner of the sofa, trying to get comfortable.
Fucking
And you are all gathered within the farmhouse.
Oh, you seem excited. Are you okay? I'll gesture that to you, Serena, as you walk back in.
Oh.
There's a pet outside.
Raccoon?
What?
Something like that. It's
What have
like
you found now?
no, it's like a dragon raccoon basically.
A what?
A
Like
what?
What?
like a little just a little trash dragon.
Kara
What do you
like
mean?
drops her book.
No, there's nothing to be scared of. It's just chilling out there. It's like
Are you sure?
yeah. We had a
It-
peaceful conversation in like with sort of animalistic gestures.
And you say it was a
Hey.
dragon.
No, it was
Yeah.
like a drake. Right?
Like
Oh.
one of the... You mean like
What's
one of the
it
watch
doing all the
people?
way out here? Or no.
I think it came from somewhere else, but like it's just like a little animal. As a little baby.
What?
He looks so young. He
I-
looks so hungry. He needs some food.
What did he?
Feed it a finger.
No,
What did you
I have
feed it?
dragon edible mushrooms.
Say
I'll
what
put them
now?
out and show them. They're from the cave. You know?
You.
He was here before us. This is actually his house, and he allowed us to squat here.
Oh, you
So
can
we should
speak
all
to
be
them
very
now.
thankful.
Oh,
I could
okay,
understand his intentions.
I don't.
It's like psychic between us.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to make of this information.
You don't need to
Um,
make anything of it. I was just informing you out of like goodwill, but if you do something bad, there will be no goodwill left. So
So long as he
we shall
doesn't
move to a
hurt
different conversation topic
anyone.
now. I actually wanted to say something to you all. I'll just make sure
Okay.
that the group is a little bit separate from the other two dudes. I'm really sorry about my cave behavior. I know that was a little unhinged. Like, I don't really know what happened, but there was just the vibes of that place. It was just kind of like, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to explore, but I know I put some of you in danger, like, with my reckless behavior. And that's not the kind of person I want to be. And I wouldn't skin someone normally, but like I thought it was like, you know, like he was a really bad person, and he
I mean,
kind
I
of
burned
deserved
him.
bad things to happen to him. Like he talked about mercy, and he doesn't know anything about mercy. So I don't know. I think I was just angry. Please don't make this.
Look,
Please don't
Sorry,
think
no.
this like what I usually am.
the thing is, if
I would
it
never
was
do that
one
to you.
time, I wouldn't have questioned it, but it's been a few times now where things have been getting quite questionable with your actions. Now, we're going to start with what happened with the kobold, I think. I think that's a really good place to start.
Which time?
Exactly.
Okay. Having this conversation now, it seems.
What's happening around us, everything that's happening, it's all good to be positive, but I'm wondering which lot you're starting to go with, especially with this Drake outside.
Well, that's totally
Oh.
different. Like,
What are
don't
you
mix
talking
Is
them
it
about,
though?
Freya?
It's
It's
just yet
like-
another
Yes.
dragon kind of creature that you're trying to take under your wing.
Yeah,
What?
but like, have you seen it do any bad things? It's his house.
Yeah, but he's also vermin.
No.
They are
How
all
can you call an entire
vermin.
species vermin? That's ridiculous.
Probably
You would
because
say
of
it's
the
not
name
roll me
there,
a
the
rail.
slaughter of greenest.
Rael, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Natural one.
Okay.
Oh
The
god!
rage.
Oh no!
And the rage begins to sort of like bubble up. Your face starts to get hot. That feeling in your stomach and that sort of like scratch in the back of your head.
Look, you've
Do we
saved my
see
life.
something?
I will say that, but if you continue to put everyone else in danger with this, that's going to start becoming a massive problem.
Soldier boy, I think your mouth is talking by itself.
I think you need to be silent.
I think you need
I
to
Okay.
will
calm
not
down.
be silent.
This
I-
is a problem. Look, I'm more than okay with the idea of trying to take at least good things under our wing, but the Black Dragons were where I was going to cross the line. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to shatter the
Those were
eggs.
Those are too big
I-
for me to handle anyway, so I
Probably for the
accept that.
best.
But can I have a Draco's one?
Rael,
I can
i-
train
if
him
I
really good.
if I may, if you're so preoccupied with taking things under your wing, why did you take the red statue and keep hold? Surely that's something
Sorry.
you're taking under your wing, no?
Okay.
I mean, as soon as I can
Um,
get rid of it, the better. And
Then
quite
rock.
frankly, hopefully that's not the only thing. I'm just concerned about everyone's safety. We have a job to do. We have lots of jobs to do. And taking dragons or some form of pet in order to do so,
That they might be helpful. Maybe they can be.
I
Like,
will say
helpful.
this.
The
Kyra
kobolds
has-
slaughtered everyone. Even though I was shunned in
Under
Greenest, they
direction.
slaughtered those people. And you wanted to save
Oh.
it?
I will say this.
That's-
Serena is a child, and she has put
And
us
she's
in
acting
danger.
like a child.
But
And
we are not
maybe if
dead
she's
yet.
in this kind of situation, she needs to grow up.
And she might
And Rael's going to walk out.
come to learn.
Okay.
Interesting.
Kara is just anxious now. I'll say that. I know I haven't said much, but
Interesting.
Sorry, guys. I don't want to cause conflict. I
I
just
don't think
I-
you have.
it's
I'm not sure
with the
you
way
have.
things
but
are going. Everything is complicated. I guess.
Serena, I understand Rael's rage, but deifying these creatures, all these powerful beings, they look at us mortals as nothing but puppets on their string. And this Drake is just a representation of the problems. I see you give yourself to another dragon after seeing the destruction that these creatures cause.
But you can't just lump them all together. That's ridiculous. Like, whatever Lenithon did has nothing to do with what this little guy has done, which we don't know he's done anything. If it was a child, would you do the same? Would you tell us to abandon him? Or, like, that we can't take good care of him? That's ridiculous. This is just, like, a child with scales.
I caution you though, between
Serena.
this Drake or Lenithon or Bahamut, these creatures are just there to lord over you. You give your will and your freedom over to them.
That's
And
that's just what people think. It's so
Fair enough.
simplistic. Like, don't you see? That's such a simple way of looking at things. Like, am I the only one who gets it? Like,
You think you're
Serena.
free because you can't see the chains, but they tie you down and bind you.
what chains?
he
That one,
It's-
that one, and that one.
Yeah, I don't see them. Is it like,
The chain to your gods that you worship is not but making you subservient to a master who takes control over you, whether you realize it or not.
you think I shouldn't serve my god?
Not every
It's-
dragon is evil. Metallic dragons are supposed to be good.
Yeah.
What is good?
Yes,
What is
thank
evil?
you.
Like paragons of
Thank
virtue.
you. Nebulon, thank
There are other dragons out there besides the metallic and the chromatic. There are other dragons that, at least some of the druids spoke of. There are gem dragons.
Gem
think-
dragons.
That is, well, rumor. I mean, studied, but I never really studied. I just listened. There are other
Other
dragons out
in
there as well.
space, Nebulon.
But you sort of see Nebulon stare to the floor for a second. None that I recall.
That's interesting.
Nebulon,
Yeah.
roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Why is everyone doing wisdom saves?
Everyone is.
That
rolling
is-
wisdom.
That is a dirty 20, 17 plus 3.
Oh,
The deep pang of sorrow that sort of washes over you, and the words sort of catch in your mouth for a second. You're not sure why.
No, none that I've heard of.
you okay? Or like, do
I'm-
we?
Fine,
Hey,
fine.
you-
No, yes. My point still
Oh,
stands. There are other types of dragons out there. But I just, not all of them seem to lord over their gods. I mean, even the most powerful dragons themselves are but imitations of said gods. Bahamut is a god, sure, but metallic dragons are they're out there to help. Like chromatic are out there to destroy. I mean, all life is precious to a degree, I would say.
You guys just hear a massive bang from outside.
I'll go check on him.
Oh.
Anyone want to come with?
I'll go.
So
DM,
then
just so you're aware, Rail is currently looking for this Drake.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So, as this conversation is going on, go ahead and roll me. I'll let you choose perception or investigation.
He has a +4
was
to
gonna say
investigation.
initiative.
That's not fucking fair.
Yeah, this will be.
If you kill my dragon baby,
This will
I
be a
will
+6
fucking
to my
slay you.
investigation.
Eleven will do it. It's not
No!
too difficult.
Oh,
As you sort of
no.
like crouch down, that natural investigative instinct overtaking you. You see the footprints, yours, Nebulon's, Quill's, Serena's, Kyra's, Bilka's, and another set leading around the side of the house. You follow them, and you see the large pile. Every now and again, you see it shift slightly.
Rail is going to.
Pull the string back.
And he's going to go over to the pile and have a look for himself.
Cool. I'll say this. When you get close to it, it's almost immediately obvious. It's kind of like there's a hole in it, like a badger's burrow, if you were. It's quite large in terms of like the depth of it. And you can see that a couple of things are sort of like fallen, but it seems to go not too deep. And as you sort of like are looking, you have dark vision, correct, Rail?
I do.
Your eyes sort of like shift into that infrared spectrum, and you can just see the faint sort of like rising and falling of a breathing creature inside.
At which point do we arrive here?
Oh, we need to find out what the bang is first.
I was gonna say I was thinking that it hasn't happened yet, so. Oh, jeez.
Looking around, are there any like crates or anything of the sort outside this destroyed
There's
house?
a few
or-
there's quite a few sort of like broken and tossed barrels and crates, things that are like fallen off of wagons, like old wheels that have been like sort of like thrown to the side or like half repaired.
Right, in that case, what Rail's going to do is going to walk over to one of the barrels. He's going to put his crossbow away. He's going to grab the barrel and he's going to launch it at the Drake.
Cool. Go ahead
No.
and roll me an attack. So
Oh,
just
I'm not.
Back this episode
Okay,
of Animal
I'm-
Abuse, what the
you're not going for. Are you going to damage it or are you going to like scare
I'm
it?
trying to scare it. He's angry, but
Okay,
he's not angry
so
enough to kill something random.
Roll me an attack just so we see like where the barrel impacts.
Oh my god, that's a nat 20.
Add your dexterity. Oh, cool. I'll say this: you sort of angle the barrel, sort of like throw it over, and just sort of launch it towards the top of the pile. The sort of like top of the trash begins to pour down, and you watch as the Drake immediately bolts out of the hole and full sprints across the fields. As this happens, you guys hear the bang. Does everyone rush outside?
I would
Yes.
probably at that point just
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
You also like rush outside and see Rail sort of like, I imagine, breathing quite heavily, like pale in the face. You see the trash pile sort of like toppled over, spilt out over the ground now. And I'll say, Serena, naturally, I assume your eyes probably gonna dart to see, try and find the Drake, and you see it probably already like 90 feet over the fields, darting away.
What did you do?
Oh.
I got rid of another
What did you
pest.
do?
Real.
What the fuck?
What do you mean,
It
what
did
the
nothing.
fuck, Serena?
It did nothing to you. It did
Sir-
nothing. Why do you want to kill animals? What is wrong with you? Why did you hurt it? Is it the dragon head? Is it the statue that's making you do these crazy things? Can I cast protection from evil and good on Rail? I'll
Vilka,
just touch him.
Vilka is gonna walk to Rail and punch him in the face.
And Kyra is.
In that case, I am going to gather myself and punch you back.
Oh God.
Okay, right.
So I'll say this, Serena, as you sort of like walk over, I imagine you're like in Rail's grill a little bit. You sort of like go to cast a spell out of nowhere. Vilka clocks Rail, sort of like almost falls to the ground a little bit, clocks him back, and I imagine it all just descends into fisticuffs on the floor between Vilka and Rail at this point.
Break it up.
I'm just
dog.
gonna still try and touch Rail from like wherever he is on the floor, like cast like my spell on him, so hopefully his rage will go away.
Does it go off?
You're casting protection from good and evil.
Yes.
The spell sort of like wraps around, and I'll say, Nebulon, at a certain point, you sort of like pull Rail off and sort of like get
Wait,
between them a
hold on,
little
get-
bit.
Jeez.
You see
Jeez.
Laura sort of
A
covers Rail.
Rail.
She might be a child, but if she's on this journey, she needs to grow the fuck up. I've had enough of this. Look at Greenest. Look at everything
It's not like your
that we have
opinions
just
are any
lost.
better.
Hmm?
Yeah, you lost a lot to another being, not to this guy. You can't just like, that's racist, man. Like, you can't just make this about all dragons.
Well,
Or
if they're all
dragon
trying to get us, why don't we just cut the head off the snake?
You're lucky I
Well,
didn't
they
put a
were all
bolt
trying
in
to
it.
get us. This one wasn't trying to
Serena,
get us.
as Rail says, if they're all trying to get us, why don't we just cut the head off the snake? You see a flash. You see that face that told you that so often, just that flash of Julius's face. Sister, if they're all trying to get us, why don't we just get rid of them before they can? Grow up, Serena!
I think you know better than I do, but you don't fucking know shit. I'm just gonna run away. I'm gonna run into the field in the same direction as my pet.
I'm gonna follow Serena.
Me too.
I'll remain here.
Quill go up and. Sorry, Bill.
Rail's just gonna wipe himself off, spit the bloody, everything that's just gone in. He's just gonna have a, bloody spit on the floor, and he's just gonna march inside.
Yes, is it just me and Quill just left in the fray? Wait, where are you, Kyra?
So Kyra and Vilka have gone off after
Okay,
Serena.
okay, cool.
I'll say, Serena, you're sort of like running through this sort of like wheat field.
Like frustration
Okay,
running,
Kyra.
I'm running my anger off.
Vilka and Kyra, just go ahead and give me perception checks.
Oh no. Okay. Let me just. Okay. That's an 18.
Same for me.
Ooh.
The two of you sort of like stay hot on Serena's heels. Serena, how long do you run for?
Until I become like sort of winded, which will probably be pretty quickly because I'm wearing.
So I'll say this, as you sort of like go into like the farm fields, you sort of like the wheats, the sort of like growth of like the dead wheat at this point is almost like eye level. It's like fully sort of like coming through. It almost sort of gets like claustrophobic for a second, and as your sort of like breath runs out, you make it to the bottom of the hill. You almost sort of like run into the fence, but stop yourself a little bit, and you just. Eventually, Vilka and Kyra, I'll say the two of you catch up behind Serena.
Wait! She's like, Kyra's like, wait for me!
What do you want?
Oh my god.
You cannot simply just run off like that.
I agree.
I'm gonna sleep out
Please.
here. You all can go back. I'm gonna sleep here until my friend comes back.
I understand wanting to sleep out here. Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. But can we not
It's like,
sleep
look at the
far
weed. It's
from...
like, it's all nice and soft and shit.
This is nice. Leor would have...
Cockroach runs over your foot, Vilka.
It's all part of nature.
I'd say Leor would have a ball with this. He'd be jumping in many different directions. But can we not sleep this far from the house? I understand that you're angry with Rail and things, but can we not? Please.
But the Drake isn't gonna come back to the house now. Like,
That may
if it's
be
gonna
so,
come anywhere,
but-
it's gonna be.
If it does, it may be later, when everybody else is asleep and it knows that it's safe. We don't know.
Probably never gonna come back because of that cunt.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go with you. But I'm not staying anywhere near him.
I understand
Rail,
where you're
do
coming
you
from.
take yourself back to the drawing room, or do you sequester yourself in one of the rooms upstairs? And I'll say the three of you slowly begin to make your way up the hill.
As the tensions are sort of palpable, I guess we see Rail go back in the house. I'll look over to Quill and I'll just sort of silently gesture over to go into the house to follow Rail. Should we,
Yeah, of course. And quickly kind of following after Rail, Quill head into the drawing room too and kind of give him a bit of space. And he's going to say, Rail, I watched you in Greenest, and he'll kind of slowly approach, you know. I watched you in Greenest. I watched you defend that town. I saw you fight and plan and try to save everyone, and I can see the frustration and the anger. I understand certainly where that's coming from, and from a man of your heart, surely you can understand that that artifact you hold should be returned to the Harpers, you know.
I want this thing gone as soon
Anger.
as possible. But my anger's
Quill's
not
gonna-
coming from this.
No?
I might disagree with that one. You're not yourself, Rail. Not that I've seen.
It feels like I've had a spit to the face of everyone who fell in that place. Trying to rescue any sort of creature that would want to harm any of us. Anyone of Greenest, anyone of Elturel, anyone of the surrounding areas, anything at all. And I'm just supposed to now sit back and watch. Like I did with Greenest when they didn't want the wall.
You don't have to be so strong, you know. There are times when you can let whatever you're feeling inside. It's not...
The issue right now isn't me being strong. It's about a child in an adult's world. And if she's going to side with them, then she may as well just stay in Elturel.
I don't think she's siding with them. She's just... that's her nature. It's not something that she's choosing, Rael. I don't think. It almost seems as if you're seeing everything as black and white now. Like you're making a choice. But sure, you're fighting for people to have a choice, no?
True, but I also said that I'd slaughter everyone in my way to get revenge for Greenest.
But Rael, if you slaughter yourself along the way, then all of the memory of everyone you lost will be lost twice.
You see at this point, Leosin leans forward. You're right, you know.
What?
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I do disagree with your motives. I don't know you, but you are the person that risked his life to save. You see, he looks at Renaer. He goes, "Oh no, not my purse, Daddy, please." That thing. You have a good heart, I can tell. Maybe a night separated from the artifact will allow clearer heads to prevail.
And I'll just get it out, and I will attempt to.
And as you go to
launch
reach
at the
for it,
wall.
it is not there.
I'm looking
You sort of
around,
like pick up the
patting
rag.
myself
You sort of
down.
like pick up the rag. It's empty.
Leosin is gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
It's gone. I don't have it.
You see, he sort of like springs to his feet and like immediately like pats you down everywhere.
I'm literally trying to like take all of my chainmail off. I am surging high and low for this thing.
As this is happening, I'll say the three of you sort of like arrive at the door to the house and hear the sound of like chainmail scattering to the floor.
Cairo like opens the door and is like, "Insanity has arrived."
You just
What
see,
is happening?
you just see
And
Rail
you see, and you
like,
see
in his
Leosin
underwear.
stripping Rail down.
Oh my god, what the fuck? We were gone for like 5 minutes!
And Rail just turns around and just screams, "It's gone!"
What? What? Hang on, I'm sorry. Please explain what's gone?
Statue.
The head.
The dragon thing, it's not there.
Fuck!
I run back
Okay,
outside
back away,
to see if
please.
we haven't dropped it when we punched each other.
Or an
Everybody
investigation check.
check.
Or a perception check. I'll say anyone else who wants to do this is welcome to do so.
Cairo will be running like a chicken with her head cuff looking for this thing.
7.
19.
18. Again.
I'll say this. You guys spend the next 2 or 3 hours turning the house upside down. You guys are outside digging through the trash pile, sort of like throwing things towards the wall, tossing the sofa. You sort of wake Renaer up and goes, "Oh, God! I'm trying to sleep here!" And it's 3 hours pass, and the house at this point is trashed. It is nowhere to be found.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's not good.
Oh. Not again!
Or on.
He
Red, no!
attempts to-
Are you naked?
Wait,
Well, I'm putting
first.
everything back on.
So in the 10 minutes it takes you to don your armor again, you see Leosin goes, "Right, this is a problem, but we have to remember what we're dealing with here. This is a desecrated religious item. There's every chance that it has some kind of tricks to play. For now,
Have a will of its own.
it's very possible. For now, the best thing that we can do..." Rael, are you sure you had it when we came to the house?
When was the last time I had it?
Did you at any point go, is there an first of all, is there an
I'll
upstairs?
give you this, Rael. I'll give you this. You did have it when you came to the farmhouse.
I 100% had it. I was gripping it.
Okay.
We've tossed every possible inch. It's not here, and it's not lost, which leaves us with one of two options. Either it is somehow destroyed itself, which I find unlikely, or there is some foul play going on. I think the best thing to do for tonight...
Where's Vilka?
He's outside.
I come back. I come back from outside.
Do you have it?
It wasn't there.
Empty your pocket, Vilka.
You need to.
Wait. What
Take
would
a
you
chill
want me
pill.
to
I
empty?
need to know where
Yes.
this thing is.
Why are
Do
you
you?
It's not
accusing
in
all
my
of us?
pockets.
I think the best thing to do for tonight is to rest. Clearly, there is a lot of tension in this room. And we do not need all of you to fall apart before we even make it to Elturel. Rail, you need to take some time. Take one of the beds for the evening.
I'll sleep outside.
That's fine.
Outside is my place. You go inside.
You are saying
Okay.
nothing right now.
Hang
No, you say nothing. I picked outside
Lorena.
first.
And I put a hand on your shoulder.
May I suggest, because since Serena was staying outside, I was thinking of staying outside because of my hair, and you know how wood, it ignites very easily. So, if you are going to stay outside, Rail, and you are going to stay outside, Serena, I suggest separate perimeters.
I think that's smart.
He can be
It
on the
was
other
obvious.
side of the house. Then.
We're not
I will
far
draw-
from the wooded
I will
shark
draw
teeth.
a line in the sand if I have to.
There's no sand
Because-
here, it's all dirt.
Dirt, sand, same thing. Except one can be turned into glass if heated up.
Nebulon,
Yes.
you keep the
Right.
watch.
I will keep the watch. The trouble is, now we're having two different sleeping locations. I think it is best if I camp outside with the rest, and then I can alert anyone on the inside.
I'll start a fire. And
Sleeping inside. I don't care what you guys are doing, but I'm sleeping inside.
I
have
could
fun with
potentially
that,
take
but
you
if you
upstairs.
see a
I mean,
rat, don't come crying to us.
on the upstairs, DM, is there you said there was no roof on this place, right?
There is a roof. It's just collapsing in certain rooms.
Could I attempt to
You could.
climb?
I know it. Yes, you can
Yeah.
climb up to the roof with relative ease, Nebulon, to set up your telescope.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to do.
I know.
Plus, from here, I think I've got more of a vantage point on both perspectives.
You have a
of-
very good vantage point. This house was built in such a way as you have very clear visibility, pretty much a fair few miles in every direction.
I guess at which point I'll sort of gesture over to the rest of the party. Look, before I go to meditate, we cannot afford to break apart now. It's that will kill us before anything else does. And then I'll start climbing up.
He has a point.
Is-
Serena would
Rails.
pretend he's not listening, but actually she is.
Rail is gonna walk over and look for, honestly, a tree, and he's gonna get his greatsword out and he's gonna start hacking at it.
Easy enough. There's like a fair orchard of like old abandoned fruit trees. Like I'll say probably 30 or 40 feet towards the eastern side of the farmhouse. I'll say you just start. I'll say while this is happening, Serena and Kyra, Vilka, are you staying in the house or are you going out with the others?
I feel like I'm staying in a house.
Cool. So Serena and Kyra, I'll say the two of you make your way over to sort of like the foundations of the barn, that sort of area where probably once like the pens would have been for the livestock and things of that nature. You guys
Like,
sort of
if I
make
can be in the same area as where the trash heap was.
easy enough.
Kyra will just be looking for like, because she's not that strong, you know, like stray pieces of wood for a fire as well as stones. Or like the
I'll say,
little-
especially for you, Kyra, with the woods sort of around with the barn and stuff like that, it's easy enough for you to start a small fire. Just sort of
Okay.
sit around it.
And just kind of get that started, poking at it and things. Come on.
I know this is not a typical use at all. I have detect evil and good. Is there any chance I can like use it to try and look for evil nearby and see if I can find the dragon thingy head? Where
You wanna use the spell slot?
Yeah, I'll use the spell slot. I'll use as many as I can. I'll throw fucking all of them at it.
As you sort of like throw it up, there's no particularly evil or No celestial, no fiends, no fae, no undead, nothing of that nature really around. There's no presence. It's calm.
Can I try turning it towards myself?
Nothing hits. Nothing sort of like pings on the radar.
I'll sit down in front of
And I'll
Okay.
ask. Oh, go on, Kyra.
If you're sitting in front of the fire, she's just kind of watching it and poking it with a stick.
Is there anything anyone would like to do before you turn in for a long rest?
Quill's going to approach Velka and is just going to trying to build a bit of rapport, sigh about the kind of high energy and events and emotion that's happened today. And Quill's going to say, changing the subject entirely from real, because that's really what we're kind of wanting to talk about under the surface. He's going to say to Velka, you said you travelled the road to Elturel many times. What was that in service of?
Just some merchants, people who needed things guarded, and a safe passage.
Yeah, like Periwinkle before. You seem to have
Exactly.
travelled the land far and wide here, Velka.
I wouldn't say that, but I've been a few places.
I think protecting others seems to be your employ. Having a look at this group we're travelling with now, who do you think needs protecting?
I thought we had a contract, Quill. You are the Harper. You are the one telling me who is the enemy and who is to be protected.
Well, kind of thinks on that for a second, and cast minor illusion just to kind of cycle through portraits of each of the party, and it's going to say, I think there's going to be more problems before there's peace. Let's try and make sure everyone keeps the peace before we get to Elturel. Yeah?
Understood. I will just say this. Aurel. I know some of the place he comes from. Doesn't mean I know all of who he is. I just hope that the things he's gonna show of himself in the next days are not gonna make me remember things I do not want to. But like you said, Quill, I will follow your lead and will try to keep the peace.
Quill will reply and say, sometimes dangers are best stopped before they hurt too many or get too dangerous. A fire quelled before it gets out of control.
And what if you don't know the fire has been lit? What if you turn your back and suddenly everyone is dead?
We'll say then, we start again another time.
We'll see then.
We'll see.
And as the two of you sort of settle down for the evening, Nebulon, up on the sort of like roof, I'll say that you set up the telescope and you sort of like take a look at your surroundings. Good vantage point. It's a clear night, a couple of clouds in the sky, but nothing too obstructive to your study. Is there anything you would like to do before you sort of like settle into your night's watch?
Yeah, I think I'll double check to see if everyone, like, is there anyone still awake, or at this point am I the only one left?
So you can sort of see Serena and Kyra sort of like settling in around a fire. Rail, as you sort of like finish felling the tree, what are you doing at this point?
So with every hit, I think it's going to sound a bit like this. They said it's a curse. Are you still in here?
There are times when people irritate you. There are times when the circumstances you're put in are frustrating, but I think right now for Rael, what perhaps is the most frustrating thing is the silence that he's left with.
And as the tree topples, he'll slump down, drops his greatsword. He looks again for the missing head. And when he can't find it, he'll pull back out the list of everyone who fell in Greenest.
Oh.
And just glance.
I'd assume I gave you that back.
Yeah. And just glancing over the names. Just thinking about how we took Langdadrosa down. He's just going to start ticking off a few of the names. And then turning it on its back. Despite his anger, he's going to start writing down the names of everyone in the party.
And I'll say that
gonna
as
do
you
this?
sort of settle down, leaning against the toppled trees, the greatsword sort of like tossed to the side. And go through the list. Mrs. Willow, the elderly woman that used to run the bakery. Mr. Brimscythe, the old grouchy dwarf who took many an apprentice as trainee blacksmiths. All of these names, people that you knew. Some you liked, some you didn't like. All people he'll never get to breathe again.
And just going over those thoughts in his head, he just sees all of the fall of Greenest once again. Just seeing the fire, the dragons flying in the sky, and I will avenge these people. But I can't do it if I'm dead. Or alone. I don't agree with anything that's happening in regards to these things that Serena's doing, but she is young. I just don't know what to do next.
I think pondering that question, Rael, all these names, this guilt going through you, I think very slowly, darkness eventually sort of begins to take you. Serena and Kyra, how about yourselves?
Lyra, can
I
you
will
show me
say-
again how you do that trick where you like puff like little fire rings?
Oh, you'd like to see that again?
Yeah, I love when you do your fire like magic.
Aw, I'm glad you do. Well, let's see if I remember correctly. DM, quick question. How cold is it outside?
It's like a fair brisk autumn evening. Cold enough, but not so cold that it's like uncomfortable to be outside. Like a light jacket.
Okay, and has it recently rained?
Probably over the last couple of days, yeah.
Okay, so she will just sit and concentrate for a minute. Just kind of take a deep breath, wait just a couple seconds, and then like up in the like blowout little rings.
It's like fireworks, like the ones they have in festivals. It's so cool.
Thank you. Are you okay? Do
Yeah,
you need?
yeah, I'll be
Okay,
fine.
I mean, I haven't known Rael all that long. I don't think any of us have really. But I will say he's
No,
quite scary when he's mad.
he's so big too. Like
He's
he has
like
so much like body compared to me. Like
He-
he could just take me down in an instant. But
he's
like,
like a. I mean,
yeah,
I've seen intimidating
he's
fathers. That's what he is, in my opinion. I
he's a
mean,
really
he would even.
righteous guy, and I do look up to him. But I
I
just
do
don't
too.
think he's
Why
right.
is?
Like I just don't think he's doing the right thing. Um, but
Uh,
well, I guess we'll
I
figure it out. I don't really want to think about it, to be honest. Like, can you just do some more fireworks?
yes, and could you remind me in the morning if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I need to speak to Leosin about something regarding my teacher.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I
we'll
know
find a
that
way.
we're traveling and things like that, so we may not have another time to, sit down and
Yeah.
take a minute.
What's
But
what's happened to your teacher? Do
she.
you want to talk about it? You don't have to.
Well, it'll come out at some point, but I will just say something happened to her regarding, and she kind of just gestures. Sorry, hang on. I'm being summoned again.
And
Well,
I'll
in the
say as
meantime,
the sort of
well,
conversation sort of like spirals down to this like level of like vague tragedy, as it were, separation. And you see that Kyra's very sort of like guarded about it. And I'll say that the two of you sort of finding solace in each other with your sort of like puffs of smoke rings and small like flames sort of like slowly begin to fade into a night's rest.
Can I just
Yep.
chime in there?
Go on, Nebula. Go
I'll
ahead.
say sitting on the rooftops, I would have not been eavesdropping, but I definitely would have seen them playing with that fire, and I would
Definitely.
have seen some of the embers
Totally.
rise up, and I think that would just
Okay, I'm here.
that would almost put a real gaunt look on Nebulon's face as he sort of stops. He's heavy in his breaths. He sort of reaches into his pocket, and once again he pulls out that metallic chained link, and he just sort of sees that half of a starlit sun, and he sort of like pockets the locket again, and then he continues on about going into his rest at that point, feeling that very bittersweet feeling of time's lost. He will close his eyes into a meditation.
And as you all settle down in the cool night air, some within the farmhouse, some on the outside, Nebulon, your eyes sort of like fixate around. You look up to the stars. It's a calm, quiet night. And I'll say, Serena, as you and Kyra sort of like finish your little display of like fireworks and smoke, things of that nature, I'll say that Kyra sort of like pulls out her book to do some study, and I'll say that you just sort of like walk a couple of paces away and you sort of like crouch down in your prayer position. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I would just like to maybe wait until it looks like Kyra has like fallen asleep a little bit. Maybe I'll just be like, because I don't want to alarm her. But
I imagine Kyra as a couple of hours pass, it's sort of like, like reading the book, but also like that's sort of like
And then
I'm
just
still awake, guys. I'm still awake.
faceplant right into her
Yeah.
book. And again. That's like a thing with her now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. falling asleep reading the book.
Classic wizard thing.
Yep.
Hashtag just wizard things. All right. I'll try and be a little bit out of earshot. I don't think I'm gonna notice Nebulon watching from above. So if
Yeah.
you want to listen
At that
in,
point, I
you
would
can
be
do
in my
whatever you
trance
want.
anyway. That'd be
I'd say,
Um,
yeah, Nebulon's probably entranced by this
Mm.
point.
so I'm just normally I would reach for my earring, but it's not there anymore. I don't really know what else to do, but I do have a little dragon symbol on my armor right in front of my heart. So I'm gonna try and touch that instead, and it'll be the closest I can get to getting in touch with the person that guides me, Bahamut. So I'm just gonna go. Bahamut, are you listening? You don't need to answer. I know you're really busy. I could really use some guidance, maybe. I believe in redemption, just like you do. And I believe that everyone deserves a second chance. And I want people to prove that they are more than they have been in the past. And, I know not all the kobolds are innocent. I know some of them have done awful things to people that didn't deserve it at all. But I also think that some of them deserve a chance to for someone to see what they can be without an evil force guiding them. I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Am I making a fool out of myself? I'm putting all these people into danger, these people that I really care about. Is it I don't know if it's stupid to think that people can grow and be better. Um, there's got to be a line somewhere. I know that, would you say Tiamat deserves a second chance? Probably not. She's probably had a lot of chances, to be fair. I don't know. Are there people who are not worthy of redemption? And, I really want to show that we can achieve great things without violence. But I kind of find myself wavering in this thought after everything I've seen these past few days. Like, the ones that hurt all the children in Green Nest and left them orphans, do they deserve a second chance? Is that justice? I don't think that's Rael's, version of justice at the very least. After all that suffering, how do you know if you're doing the right thing? I don't know, I don't want there to be all this anger.
Roll me a religion check.
And the dice were not on my side.
There's the silence, the slow crackle of the fire behind you. Crickets, and now. So we'll look up. Not sure what you're waiting for. A few minutes pass and your heart kind of sinks a little bit. Not disappointed, just... It's been a long day and it's been a long night.
I'll go to bed. Maybe catch me later. I'm still here, even though I don't have your symbol anymore, but I'm still here. Alright. Bye-bye. Gonna...
As you all slowly fall into the depths of sleep. Serena.
Bruh.
You're racked by strange dreams this night. Fires. Sitting around a dining table. So then I carved the little bastard's head in. Oh, you should have seen it, Father. It was glorious.
Too close to home, goddammit.
is wrong with your face, Sir Renaer? You're surely not doing this whole vegan thing still? The memory fades into another campfire. And the way the tongue lulled out of the owlbear's head as Julius cleaved it from its shoulders. That anger. Again, Julius standing above you. Sword in hand. Barely standing. His blood dripping. And Lenithon's bright, crackling eyes staring down. Collage of dreams. And eventually, quiet of forest meadow. Small stream runs through the center. Place you've been many times. A little bit deeper into the mountains past your family's home. On the way to that place where you spent so much time with your mentor. A place where you'd often sit and rest, quiet away from the chaos of the Ashgard family home. Up above you, gorgeous twilight sky, just the faintest hint of gold casting and reflecting off the water. And you see, sort of, as you sit on the rock, a presence. A figure sits next to you. You see these two sort of like long, pale white legs sort of fold over each other. Long, sort of like black linen dress. You see a woman, gaunt and pale, long, sort of wiry black hair coming down to about the waist. These two sort of like deep, dark brown eyes. Gorgeous. Perfectly sort of like perfectly carved face. Very, very sort of like sharp cheekbones, very full lips, and these bright eyes and manicured eyebrows, and this gorgeous waft of jet black hair. You see she crosses her legs, rests her chin on the palm, and just sort of looks.
Hello?
Hello, dear.
Hi. Ooh, sorry, is it rude to ask? Who are you? Do I know you?
Guess it's sort of a loaded question, isn't it?
Is it? I'm genuinely asking.
Well, if I tell you, you're going to leave. So it's almost pointless.
Really?
Isn't it really?
You can try me. It's
You see her eyes sort of like cross over to you as she sort of like rests her face in her fist.
So why are you sitting here? Is anything interesting going on in this river?
Not really. I guess it's more a question for you. Is this place special to you?
I mean, yeah, it's really special to me. But like the way you asked that was a little bit creepy, if I have to be completely honest. So
Serena, let me ask you a question then.
how do
Since
you know my name?
you're so inquisitive. If I
No,
was to
that's
tell
like-
you that I was, let's say, the evil queen of chromatic dragons, Tiamat, you're going to turn face and run away and leave me here,
I
sat on
mean,
a rock.
I don't know why you would like lie like that, but I mean, I'm sure you have your reasons. Why do you want to be evil or something? Do you want to like be like a queen?
Not really, no. To be honest. You're the first person that's ever asked me that.
Well, I mean, I just don't know what it's like, really. So, well, what do you want to do then?
You see, she sort of like looks around. I mean, really, I don't exist. I'd love to come here and tell you that I am the answer to your prayers. I am the goddess Tiamat. I am the evil queen of chromatic dragons. I am the ultimate evil in the world, the cause for suffering and pain and all that, but really, I am a vestige, if you can even call me that. I'd love to call myself an avatar, but I'm barely even that. I'm assuming that at some point you've touched an altar to my prime self. Or you've reached out, or you've got some sort of artifact.
Well, now that you mention it, I might have done that, but yeah, I didn't think this was gonna happen, you know.
Well, listen, Serena, the gods work in mysterious ways. I can tell you this, I'm not Tiamat, but I am Tiamat. I guess
Wait.
I'm your
Really?
cognition's approximation of what you want me to be, maybe? I don't know. Like I said, the gods work in mysterious ways.
I'm so confused.
So am I. I wasn't even alive until about 5 minutes ago when we started the conversation, but
Wait,
we
so
are.
what are you normally if you're not alive? Are you
Well,
like a thing? Are you an object?
I have her memories. I feel her feelings. I
Wait, you have the memories of the... Oh.
am her, I guess. It's very confusing, but
Yeah.
let's say this. You're faithful of my brother, right? Cleric of Bahamut.
Yeah, he's great. Have you... Yeah, you know about him. Yeah. Sorry.
Let's say I'm the devil on your shoulder.
I'd like to think there are actually two angels. It's like a platinum dragon and a gold dragon, maybe.
But you haven't left yet, which I
Left
find
what?
quite interesting.
What left what?
You haven't left me, you haven't run away, you haven't screamed heresy, you haven't reviled me, you haven't told me I am the cause of all suffering and sin in this world or anything like that yet.
Well, you said
So
you're not
that's-
Tiamat, so...
But I kind of am. I don't know.
I don't know, I just figure I can learn more by talking to you than running away from you, but...
Wise beyond your years. I can see why my brother took a shine to you.
He did? He talked about me?
Well, he gives you powers, doesn't he? I don't talk to him.
I don't know how you guys work.
Serena, do you have siblings?
So many. So...
Tell me, you have a shithead older brother who thinks that he's so very right in everything he says and that everybody else is so very wrong?
Yeah, and it's like everyone just manifests those exact same qualities around me. Like, what's up with that? Also, how
And
do you know about that?
anything... Well, and anything he says is automatically law. People love him. People raise churches to him. And what do I get, huh?
Oh wait,
A bunch
no wait.
of-
Oh, you're about to make like a parallel to your own sibling rivalry. I don't know if I agree with that. I
Well,
don't.
no, okay, that's fair.
I'm
That's
not
fair.
gonna take sides, okay? Like, well, I did take a side already, actually, and it's your brother's. I'm sorry. Like, this is like, sorry. It's not personal. You know.
I don't take it personally. You're not the first, and you're not the last. So, yeah.
I think there are a lot of people who believe in you too. So
No. Let's just get one thing very clear. There's a lot of people who want something from me, or want me to be something, or are trying to use me to get what they want. They don't worship me. They worship what I can do.
Are they like afraid of you?
Let's be quite real. Do you really think that any of them deify me? Any of them?
I mean, yeah, they build a cult around you.
They built a cult around me.
Like, I would be
To get
really honored
something
if
from
someone made a
me.
cult out of me.
Yeah, well, Serena, when people try to use you your entire life, it gets old very quickly, and worship starts to seem a lot like, you know.
So you don't want to
Just-
be,
transactional relationship.
well, yeah, that does sound pretty shitty. Like,
Fucking sucks.
yeah.
To be real.
You want someone who like really believes in you?
To be honest, I just
Like, it's
want.
probably not going to be me. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put that out there.
No.
That kind of
fine.
goes a bit against like my values and stuff. But I think you deserve someone that loves you for who you are.
Yes, well. Thought I had that, but, you know.
Really? Gossip time. Oh my god, tell me all about it.
Don't know if you've ever heard of a term called victor's justice.
No. Well, kind of like the history books write the story kind of thing. Or...
The
Okay.
winner writes the story.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
not really. You said the history books write the story, which doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, win it. I'm
Dude.
nitpicking.
Sorry, you get my.
I haven't had a conversation in a very long time, Serena, so cut me some
Really?
slack. Well,
What do you
you're the first
normally
person
do?
that doesn't skitter or sort of growl between every sentence. So, you know, that's a fun thing.
Also, you have so many like kobolds around you and stuff. That must
No,
be
not
like-
kobolds, you know, the twisted fiends of the sinners of the world, the spirits of the selfish and the reviled and the greedy and the evil, murderers
Oh,
and
it's because
thieves.
you're in hell. You're in hell,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fun, is it?
Nah, it's not.
You can't get out of hell.
Well, there's one person who could get me out, but he chooses not to.
Look, if he says
You
no,
don't care about me, Serena. If you want,
No,
a
I
shoulder
kind of
scr-
do. I mean, you seem like a nice person and all. I just don't really know if it like aligns with my moral compass. You know, like I
look,
do
you
kind-
reached out to me. You reached out to me. You
What?
manifested me.
I don't know anything about
I-
that.
Did you or
Look,
did you
if-
not
if-
touch my altar, wear an earring with my visage on it, or was that?
Well, that was kind of put upon me, really. Like, I
So you did. So you were forced to touch the altar, because if that was the case, this shouldn't have happened.
don't really like that this is all being put on me as if it was like some sort of intentional event.
I'm not trying
like,
to look. I'm genuinely not. I'm genuinely not. This is. I'm being a dick. I'm sorry. Like I say, it's been a while since I've had a conversation with people who don't talk about how much they love murder and genocide and all sorts of other things.
Oh, I kind of don't
Um,
love that, so we can talk about something else. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. How's
You
things
have,
with
like, a-
you?
Well, I mean, today wasn't like the best day of my life. But I mean, to be honest, my life until like 3 days ago was quite sort of chill. Now
yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if I'm sort of like I'm having a bit of like an emotional awakening about life and stuff, but that's a little like, we don't need to go into it. You can watch the past 7 episodes
Hey.
of this show if you want to know more.
It's your cool.
Well, I kind of feel like, what's the point of talking about me when you've got like a way more interesting story than I do?
What do you want
It's
to know?
kinda-
The story? I thought that it was like a sin or heresy or something like that.
I don't think so. I mean, knowledge is power, or something. Francis Bacon.
God, where to begin? Well, probably already know this. Me and my brother, 2 sides of the same coin. You know?
Yeah. And then you got like,
If you
Right.
listen to the sort of historical telling of it, then my children and his children. His children are the golden bastions of light. They're virtuous. They are worshipped and revered. They are given positions of power in cities. They are buried in ancient tombs and given all the spoils they want. My children are shitheads, which I admit they are. Like,
Did you make that?
what do you
Or
mean?
do they- I was just wondering, like, it's kind of
So do you
interesting.
think that me? Do you think me and my brother were bored, and I was like, you know what? I want to be the evil one. That'll be
No, I
fun.
don't think
I'll
that
have all the
at all.
shithead kids.
That's
I'll have all
actually-
the evil kids.
It's actually something I've been wondering about a lot. Like, isn't it awfully convenient that the golden ones and like the shiny ones, they're the good ones, and the colorful ones, they're the bad ones?
Oh,
That-
trust me, I know. It is
Like,
very convenient, isn't it? That
It just
all
seems
of
like-
his children ended up being gold and glittering and beautiful, and
Yeah.
mine are
Sort of like-
bestial.
Colored for your convenience, kind of. But like, that's not really how life works. I'm sure that's not how you guys work. I mean, that would just be,
It's called
kind
Victor's
of.
Justice, Sarna.
uh,
That's what it's called. It's
history.
called that. Let me ask you a question. I'll put it this way. If your entire life you had to fight for the scraps left at the table, would you not protect those scraps of everything that you had? And at a certain
Yeah.
point, wouldn't you start to sort of feel like, if everybody's going to come in and take all of my things and kill me, then why don't I protect myself?
Well, when you say protect yourself, do you mean like by killing them first? Because I mean, there's a moral ambiguity.
Not
there.
always. Well, it wasn't always the way. Put it like this. You probably don't know this. I don't even know if this is history in whatever time you're from. I don't even know what year you're from. I'm not even real. But here we are. My brother and I fought a war. And my brother, being seconds older than me, decided that he was in command. He was always the more brash, bold, quicker to jump one. And I followed him directly into that. I already feel like I got a little bit conned when it came to taking slices of pie from the proverbial divine table.
My brother
He was
always.
born a few seconds
biggest
before
slice
me,
of
and
pie
he got to
for
take
me.
the good ones.
Yeah, I know that so well. Like, I swear it's like you could have been me or something. Like, it's like exact same story. Pretty much.
Basically, my brother loved to use me as let's call this a loaded crossbow. Just aim me and fire me in whichever way he wanted. Now, the thing is, when he took his slice of the divine pie, he took the good ones, which is fine. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the less desirable, I took the chromatics. I was a mother of dragons. They weren't always evil. We weren't always evil. Let's put it like that. But like I say, when you start getting hunted so much, your lair's getting wrecked and destroyed eventually. Nature
who?
versus nurture,
By
you
him?
know? No, not by him. But put it like this. Have you ever heard of adventurers going into a gold dragon's lair and slaying him where he stood and taking all of his loot? No. You don't hear about that because it doesn't happen. Now, red, blue, black, white, green. Oh, yes. All the time.
But like, isn't it kind of a chicken and the egg situation? Like, who came first, the evil, colorful dragons, or
Well, put it
people
like this.
killing-
There was a
Evil,
time,
colorful
Serena,
dragons?
when your kind, humanoids, mortals, didn't exist. It was dragons and it was giants, right? And the giants loved to do this cool little fun thing where they raided and killed us all the time. Specifically, my kind. They wouldn't touch the metallics because, that would start a war. But my brother was perfectly happy to sacrifice my children because they were problematic. Now, you have to remember, in these days, there wasn't a problem of us going around eating people or raising villages because they didn't exist. right?
You were just chilling there and they came and murdered you?
My kids have always been a little bit naughty. I will admit that. They've always been the slightly more mischievous of the bunch, but as I say, always had a soft spot for the underdogs.
Well, I mean, okay, can we just define exactly what mischievous means in this? Because there's like, you know, like jaywalking, and then there's like arson and murder, and there's kind of like, it's like a whole pie in between, kind of.
I had a friend
Uh-huh.
many years ago. I used to call him Kurt.
That's a cute name.
Yeah, he was sort of a dragon kind of creature. Little guy.
Already.
He was, I think kobold. Something like that. Very prehistoric form of it.
Kurt the Kobold! Oh my god, I'm sorry.
He was a good friend of mine.
Mhm.
And the thing was, in those days, everything was so new. The world was being shaped by primordial titans. The landscapes were getting changed every day. The table was being set and things were being taken and given to different deities, and people were creating things and destroying things all the time. And there was sort of this drive to, you have to stake your claim, You have to make sure you have something to fall back on. So I guess the intrinsic thing, dragons like wealth, was it was my idea at the time that me and Kurt, we gathered a hoard. We gathered money and gold and gems and all of these minerals from the earth and things like that. Just anything
Funny that
valuable,
you
really.
gathered things that look like your brother, isn't it? Like
It's kind of funny that my brother decided that his divine domain was going to be the beautiful, valuable things, and mine was going to be the primary color wheel. But that's beside the point, isn't it?
those colors are cool too.
Anyway, because here's the thing. Things that are red are things like blood. Things that are blue are things like, I don't know, ice and the blood of some crazy creatures or something like that. One of those things is desirable, one of them's not. And then they wonder why nature versus nurture, we ended up being the bad ones. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm still
like I
trying
say,
to get the sense of the whole picture, but we can keep talking about it.
it was...
There's lots. I feel like next session maybe we can get deeper into it.
I don't think there's going to be a next session, Serena. Like
Isn't
I
it
say...
like a weekly deal now?
No. Anyway, basically in the early days, that was the fact. It was us, it was the giants, and it was the primordials. And the dragons and the giants didn't like each other very much. My brother included. The giants would sort of raid the glittery gold kingdoms. Specifically, mostly my children were thrown into the footwells of those battles, but that's beside the point. We ended up in a war. As expected. Myself and my brother and my other brothers decided that, let's go and fight for our right to survive. Stake our claim at the table, as it was back in those days. We fought, and my dear brother gave me the command to battle with one of the deities of the Giants' pantheon, which I did, to protect him. And I slayed said deity. What I didn't know, and what my dear brother neglected to tell me, is that by slaying said deity, I was cursed.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Indeed. And as part of that curse, I was thrown into the first layer of the Nine Hells and cut off from all of my children. Now, as you can imagine, without somebody at the table to fight for their rights, they very quickly lost them. Which is why I'm assuming, they did what any person would do when backed into a corner. They started to fight back. Meanwhile, my brother, knowing I was locked in the Nine Hells, as the war came to its conclusion and the dragons came out triumphant, decided, you know what? Tiamat can stay down there.
Well, he probably didn't know it was gonna curse you.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
No, but he's like a really good guy.
Yes, well, he would tell you that.
But does she? I mean, well, I mean, you can say that about anything, really. You gotta trust something.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Think of it like this, Serena, right? If, let's say, a dictator was to write a book about how marvelous and how great they are, and they were the ones writing the book, they're not going to say that they're a shithead, are they? They're not going to say that they're selfish or greedy or anything like that, no.
But I've seen him do good things for people.
Have
I've
you?
seen it. I mean, not personally, but like I've seen it sort of like through all the people who follow him, like, you know, all the people at the Temple of Bahamut. Like, those are good
How do
people.
your family worship him?
Like a little bit more aggressively than I would like, but
What does
that's
aggressively mean, Serena? Let me take a guess. It probably involves killing my children, doesn't it?
look. I don't agree with
Well-
them. I'm not saying you're wrong, but like I'm not like them. I don't want to kill you or your children. I want everyone to be friends. Like,
Well, there was once upon a time when my idea of this world that we were building in the early days was that we could all live equally. That my children and his children, me and him, could work as partners.
yeah, that sounds good.
That society would be
then
even. That
Your children.
all dragonkind would be measured not on their birth or their heritage, but on their contribution to society, on what they do for people. But apparently, no. Bahamut didn't like that, and it was more important that his golden glittery children were venerated and deified as gods, while mine were slaughtered and had their heads put on walls and their bones and scales sold on markets. Isn't that weird?
I know.
I
what
know you're never going to agree. I know
do.
what you're thinking. Oh, it's evil Tiamat trying
No,
to
I'm not saying
corrupt
that, but-
somebody. You're not the first, Serena. Trust me, it's fine, right? You
I'm
have
just
your
saying, like,
allegiance.
You're not saying it's just this is my life. You're saying this is my life, and Muhammad lied about everything.
I'm not saying he lied about everything. We had some good plans, me and him. I'm saying that he got everything he got at my expense.
That sounds really rough.
Now the history books talk of the Platinum Dragon Bahamut flying over Mount Celestia, following all good mortals and helping them in passage to their peaceful afterlife. Meanwhile, tell me if I'm wrong, I'm sure the history books speak of evil Tiamat thrown into the depths of the Nine Hells. Am I wrong?
I mean, no, it's kind of right. But like if you could do it over, would you want to flip it on its head? Would you want to be the one in all the history books that people praise, or would you want something different for the two of you?
I'd want me and my brother to be what we always were supposed to be. Equal. Two sides of the same coin. Partners.
I mean, that's
A chance for my children to live without fear of constant hunting and revolution and revulsion.
I mean,
But
that
those
sounds
days
good
are long
me.
past, so...
But it's just kind of hard because, like, I've been told a lot about you, and it's not good stuff. And I know that you
Sure.
didn't really. I know you didn't get a chance to tell your side of the story. But how do I know that you're not just lying to me? How do I know that you're not just saying that you want equality, but in reality you want world domination, say, or something like that?
Here's the cool thing about being alive, Serena. You don't. The fact
You
of the
don't.
matter is this, right? You can live your life. There is injustice in the world, and you, in the name of my brother, will smite it. And your life goes on. That's good for you. I'm happy for you. All I'm saying is that you seem
You're happy
like
for me?
I'm
That's
happy
really
for
sweet.
you.
Yeah, no, I got that.
It's just all I'm saying is that you seem like a nice person. And sometimes
That's
nice
really sweet.
people get taken advantage of. Prime candidate number 1 here.
I just don't know who I'm
So
like.
sometimes it's
advantage of me right
worth
now?
sometimes it's worth. I'm not trying to recruit you or corrupt you or anything like that, contrary to what they say about me. All I'm saying is sometimes what their history books tell you sometimes isn't always true. Sometimes it's worth looking at the other side of things and seeing if there's any value there. Maybe there's not.
I mean, I think
Maybe
we
there
should all
is.
learn as much as we can, and then we can, we have all the facts, or at least we think it's the facts, and then we can make a decision based on that. So, sure, tell me all about it. I'm not gonna do anything drastic at the moment, but I can listen to you if you want to meet up another time.
So
you know,
I am your
I mean, you
mental
sound a bit lonely, to be
manifestation.
honest.
Want to
If
come
you
down
want
to
friends,
Avernus and hang out with me a while?
no, I mean,
Didn't think so.
can we meet up in this headspace again?
So I am your mind's manifestation of me, right? I don't exist. I'm not corporeal. I don't have free will. I know. How different
really-
to my usual life.
I don't really get it. What does that mean? Are you here or are you not? Not physically, but are you mentally here?
So no, I don't fucking know. I really don't. I wish I had answers to give you. I can't even access the material plane.
Where are we right now?
In your dreams. I think you're
I'm
passed out
dreaming?
on a farm or something? I don't know.
I don't really lucid dream that often. This is a little trippy to me. Oh, I'm gonna wake
Yeah.
up and be so tired, aren't I? Because I'm not gonna get
Probably, yeah.
well.
What I'm saying is,
Is
Serena,
it your fault if I get a point of exhaustion?
what I'm saying is this. I'm probably just a figment of your imagination, let's be real.
Well,
Maybe I'm just what you want me to be. Maybe I'm an answer to a conundrum that you don't have, which is not a real answer and is not true. But
Oh, that really complicates things, man.
the last words from somebody who's not real is this. Sometimes things aren't as cut and dry as they seem.
Yeah, makes sense. Wait, okay, this has been bugging me the whole conversation. Why do you only have one head? Would it be more off-putting if you had 5? Is it because my mind would be like, that's a little gross, kind of?
I don't know. I've never actually taken this form before, so this is
Okay,
new.
well, if it's my dream, can I just make you have 5 heads right now?
Do you want me to have 5 heads?
I'm spending all my mind energy right now. 5 heads, 5 heads, 5 heads. I open my eyes. 5 heads.
No. I don't have
Well,
5
then
heads,
you-
Serena.
Yes, you do. I mean, according to the books, at least.
Are you gaslighting yourself into believing that I have 5 heads right now?
But this is my dream, or you say it's my dream, but this is proof that it's not my dream, because otherwise you would have 5 heads.
You know, if I did have 5 heads right now, all 5 of them would have a headache because you're really making this confusing for me.
That's so rude. I'm just a wayward teen in this random dream. That I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It sounds like a song lyric. That's not the point. Anyways,
Hey, if it doesn't work out with Bahamut, maybe you have a career as a bard.
that's nice. I just don't really know what to make of this. Are we gonna see each other soon, or was this a one-time deal?
Dunno. Depends if you want to see me again, I guess. Depends if
I mean,
you
yeah, I feel like we have
dream me
way
into
more-
existence.
I don't think we're done here. It's yeah. Next Tuesday. 7 o'clock.
I'd love to say yes. I know. You know, it's the first time anybody's actually spoken to me and hasn't been chanting my name in an infernal sort of
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
hellfire
thinking. Like
pit or anything like that.
maybe you just need some rehabilitation. You know, like.
I know I'd love to get rehabilitated, but you know, it's kind of hard when you're locked in hell,
But now
filled
you're
with
not
all of
in
the
hell
most
right
evil
now.
souls in the world.
We're not in hell right now. I think I've never been.
I'm not me, Serena. This is the thing that I don't think we're gelling
I don't
on.
get it, man. I don't get it. Sorry, woman. I don't.
God's
I don't
work in
know.
mysterious ways. Look. And you sort of like,
Well-
as you look down at yourself, you see your skin starting to get a little bit like wispy and clear. It's
Well, I
like the
think
sun's
this is-
coming up.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. I think my time is up. Well, I think we'll probably see each other again. I kind of feel like it's like the vibe, you know. It's in the cards, kind of.
Well, I hope that's true.
Yeah, it's been nice actually. It's been really cool. Yeah. I mean, right now you don't seem that bad. Should I tell people about it? Is it a secret or something?
Do you really think anyone's going to believe you, Serena?
Well, if I tell them I dreamed about meeting you, then I mean, they'll probably believe that I dreamed about meeting you.
You're going to tell them that you had a conversation with somebody who's kind of Tiamat, but not really, but also at the same time, like,
No,
your
that's why I'm
mind's
asking
manifest.
you. I need guidance. I'm like just barely
I
out of.
don't
my
have any
computer.
answers, Serena. I don't know. I don't know why I'm here. You
But you're
willed me into
ancient.
existence.
You're ancient. Why don't you have the answers?
Well, because
Wait,
believe it or not, just because
Do
I'm
we not
old
get our
doesn't mean I
lives
know
under
everything.
control? Does that mean
What's
that
that?
life doesn't just magically solve itself when you get older? I thought
Sweetie,
things kind of just work out.
Let me
when you
tell you this,
become an
right?
adult.
As you get older, things only get more and more complicated.
Oh, God damn it! It's already so complicated.
You know, it's a small mercy. You see, she sort of like puts her hand on your back, and you feel like sort of like warm to the touch.
Oh, you're kind of warm.
It's a small mercy.
I guess I'm in hell, so.
And it's kind of morbid to say, I guess, but mortals have a shorter lifespan. And that's so
Yeah.
things don't get so complicated that it's...
You know, I actually thought
problematic.
about that. Where's the real justice? Because, like, my kind, we only get, like, to 70, 80. Like, that's not very old. Like, I should be having, like, a midlife crisis right now. Or something. But, like, anyways.
Put it like this. Your kind probably going to know how I feel very soon, and how my kind feel when you start going into these bigger cities and such.
What do you mean? Like, are we gonna go to hell too?
I mean, you'll know what it's like for people to look at you with either fear or disgust.
Oh. By the way, were you the... Was it you who said last dream that I had? Like, let's meet, wait, I'll get my notes out. Let's meet in the city of scars and sulfur? Was that you? Or was that someone else?
I mean, it could have been me. Maybe it's the prime real me? I don't know,
What is the city
Serena.
of scars and sulfur? I'm not that worldly.
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure that
But,
the
I
world
mean-
looks complete. I have not been on the world for like... what year is it?
Oh god, I don't even know. I don't really keep up with news and stuff.
I'll put it like this, right? I'm pretty sure that there was a different calendar the last time I was on the material plane than where you are now. So, I don't know. There wasn't any cities. There wasn't any humans last time I was on the material plane. It didn't exist
Really?
yet.
It's been that long? Whoa.
It's been a long time, Serena. I've been in
Have
hell
you
for
been
a
in hell the
long
whole
time.
time? Wait, but
Yes,
what
I
was
tried.
hell like before there were humans who committed hellish things to go to hell? Was hell just empty space with nothing in it?
Well, it was really new when I got there. They tried to give me a job, and I wasn't very good at it. And then
Did you get
big
sort of like
man's
Was there like a big discount for like a new, because it just opened? Or you pay for anything?
It was
in
all
that?
really. The big man doesn't tell me anything. Basically, I was
Big
supposed to
man.
like. I was supposed to rend the souls of the demons, but I'm just not.
Wait, who's the big man? Is there someone above you guys?
There's 9 levels of hell.
Oh, you
So
mean
I know.
like, okay. Oh, that kind of big man. Like, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, just anyway. It's. He gave me a job. I wasn't very good at it, and then I just
think
sort
you'd be
of.
great at rending souls from bodies. if it's
I'm
not
really not.
constellation.
You know, I'm
Really?
really not.
But
Yeah,
look at,
really not.
like, your claws and stuff. Aren't they really long?
I'll put it like this. There's a reason I don't rule Avernus.
It's because you're trapped, right?
No, I just watched a gate into the next level. That's my job.
Okay.
I stop people from going deeper. And let's be real, anyone who wants to go deeper into hell probably isn't
yeah,
that
why do
great of
you
a person
need guard for
anyway.
that?
Why would
Don't
you
you
want
need
to
to
go
guard on
deeper
the other
in? You know what
side?
I mean?
Yeah,
That's
why
my
aren't you
point.
guarding the other side? That's so weird. Okay, well,
I said this, but you know,
if I
I
ever
don't
meet,
know.
I don't think I will, but I'll tell him it's kind of weird. Like,
Yeah, if you run into, you know, the manifestation of pure evil in the world and the Lord of the Nine Hells, tell him that I've got a HR complaint, why don't you?
look, I'm just trying to make peace between people. If I get the chance, I'll try my best.
I know. It is what it is. It has been nice talking.
Yeah, it really has.
Do you-
Whatever you are, it's pretty cool.
Well, you know, just keep an open mind. That's my only advice. Don't kill any ancient giant gods, because not a
I don't
great
think
time.
I could, honestly. Like, I mean,
Yet. Couldn't yet.
do
There's
you
always
guys think
time.
I don't.
No.
Wait.
I'm just trying to stop you self-deprecating yourself, you know? I have enough of that all the time in hell, so
Did you
it's
just
kind of
wink at me?
depressing. Yeah,
Are you flirting with me?
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of partly you, in some ways.
Well, it is a dream after all. We can do whatever we want. Well, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you, cause I'm getting real misty in here. Bye. I think, right?
You know, before you go, take care of yourself.
Oh, you too. I hope things get better down in hell.
That's what it is, isn't it? It is what it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
guess.
one more.
Huh?
And your eyes
Sweet
open.
justice for Kurt the Kobold! I'm just gonna shout that out loud if anyone wants to hear it.
I think I would have heard that. What?
Kyra just like rolls over and is like, "Dad, 5 more minutes," and just kind of just yanks the.
Sorry. Oh, man, I feel so unrested. Oh, God damn it. I slept for so long and I didn't get rested at all. I'm just gonna roll back and go back to sleep until someone else.
As you
comes
sort
to
of
wake
like
me up.
roll onto your side, like you feel like sort of under your bedroll, there's this sort of like there's like uncomfortable shiftings of stones and things like that.
Like, suspiciously?
It's
Like
just seems like there's sort of like, you know, just uneven ground that you need to brush off.
Okay, I'll brush it off.
As you sort of like pat yourself down, you sort of feel a lump in your pocket.
Is it the earring?
As you put your sort of hand into the pocket, you pull out small porcelain head of a red dragon.
Oh, no. Will's gonna think I stole it from him. I really don't need this shit right now. Can I look around? Is anyone watching me?
Not that you can see.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like try and be really stealthy and put it over into the trash heap.
Easy enough.
Gonna go back.
I'll say, as you sort of like take a little lap around the house, you sort of do this thing where you gently sort of like drop it out of your pocket a little bit into the trash heap. And you all awaken to the mild morning dew. Rail, as you awaken, there's this sort of like jolt in your head, like a hangover. Your throat is parched, your head is reeling a little bit. And all of a sudden, all of the memories of the previous night came back to you.
Oh, I don't remember drinking anything.
And that visage of you, red in the face, screaming at Serena.
Oh no. What have I done, man? Rail will get his stuff together and he'll head up towards the house.
Cool. And I'll say, as you all sort of awaken and make your way into the house, Nebulon, you sort of collapse the telescope and climb your way down. What would you all like to do?
I think something that Nebulon's noticing as he sort of clips the telescope together, he feels this kind of almost magical force in his chest. It feels like it's about to burst, and he's going to reach towards the crystal, and he almost feels like he draws out some starlight that it's almost like undulated. It finally comes out. In his hand, it's like an orb of starlight, and he's going to burn away a first level spell slot to gain a sorcery point as he clenches his fist, at which point then he sees the starlight burning in his hand, and he's going to throw it back into the crystal, and he's going to burn the 3 sorcery points he has to gain a second level spell slot in addition to that he already has.
Cool.
As he looks at the crystal for a second, puts it back down, and then he heads back down.
And I'll say that you all gather in the drawing room of the farmhouse.
So, how did everybody sleep?
I slept fine.
I saw what you did with the fire. It was quite impressive.
Oh, thank you.
This
I haven't done that in a long time, actually. I was afraid I couldn't. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, you have a very an apt use of fire. It is impressive.
Oh God! That was so much
Oh.
better than the cave floor.
And he's awake.
Great.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning,
Look at-
sunshine. How'd you sleep?
I would rate it a solid 4 out of 10.
That was a rhetorical question, but okay.
Now, does anybody have any sausages, or perhaps we find, fresh sourdough bread or anything like that for little brekkie?
I've got
I
the
have some
right.
mushrooms.
I'm
Well, that-
afraid I don't have anything. Except, well, she'll...
I'll put a
if there
single
were any
mushroom.
coals in the fire that she made. Except these.
See, he sort of like takes the mushroom. Well, I'm going to go and have a tinkle. And
You don't need to tell us about that.
You don't need to announce that.
well, fine. And you see he sort of like stretches and temporarily leaves the room for a second to relieve himself. And you see that At this point, Leosin sort of turns up and goes, "Just a question, Rail. How are you feeling this morning?"
Awful. It's like a hangover from hell. Everything feels wrong. Feels like I was out in the old days of Neverwinter, just, after having too much. Everything's aching, my head is splitting, I feel wrong.
Interesting. You see, he opens a little notebook and scrolls something down.
He's taking notes.
Oh. Anyone managed to find the artifact?
Haven't even thought about it.
I fell asleep in my textbook again. So.
I made sure to pick a spell today that may help me with that.
Guys, you guys hear like a bang from outside. Ah! And you see sort of like rushing back in, almost tripping over himself, and so, guys, look what I found! I found it!
Put that down!
Oh God.
Now I will pre-warn you. I want to make one thing very clear. It's not usually this color. It's just that, you see, sort of like shakes it off a bit, and you see the water sort of, like coming off it. It's not usually this color. I'm just a little bit dehydrated.
Where did you pee?
In the trash pile.
Why would you pee in a
Just in the
trash
trash
pile?
pile?
It seemed like the most toilet-esque place. The trash,
Oh my God.
What about the massive fields that have dried out?
Well, you don't know what insects and stuff are roaming around the fields. You let all trash the trash pile yesterday, so anything that was in there scurried away.
You think there'd be less
pile,
insects
right?
in the trash pile?
Listen here, these boots are expensive, and I'm not walking into that disgustingly dirty field. I don't know how deep the mud and shit is. There could be quicksand in there for all I know. Anyway, I'm a hero. I found it. Look, who wants it? Again,
Please.
excuse the
After
piss.
seeing it, do
So
I have any
what-
draw
what's in
towards
here?
it whatsoever?
Put that down.
No.
Ira, can you clean it with fire, maybe?
I'm Kyra, just visibly uncomfortable.
Like, we can put it on the ground.
That
No.
would be preferable, yes.
Yes.
I'll
Come
lay
on, don't
the
be shy.
I'll lay the old thing that I kept it in, and I'll lay it on the ground. And I'll say, put it on there.
Oh god, it stinks. Sorry. There you go.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Sorry.
Puts it
Leosin.
down on the cloth. Not like piss. I meant like, the sulfur and brimstone and all that sort of thing. Yes.
Get rid of that thing.
You see, he
Is
sort
that
of
safe?
limps over, gathers it up, stores it inside of his doublet.
I don't know what it is, but I don't want to be near that thing ever again.
I agree with Rael. I don't.
No, I mean everything before. It felt like it was a precious treasure, and now I'm disgusted to even look at it. And I turn and look at Serena, and just nothing comes out.
I smile.
Perhaps we should make haste. The day is young, and we can make good ground if we leave soon.
Agreed.
I
I'll
agree.
click Nebulon, Luminari back, and I'll have her do her usual rounds.
And I'll have Leor kind of follow Luminari to just not too far, but on the ground far enough.
As you guys sort of pack up your belongings, and head back out onto the road. Nebula, maybe that's survival check with advantage.
Oh, does anyone else want to take a point, or are you happy for me to continue leading the way?
I don't feel sharp today. Please,
You've got us
carry
this far. I don't see.
I
don't
can
see
continue.
why
Vilka, did you want to? You seem to know these roads. I'm happy for you to take point if you like.
Well, there is as much as I can say that I have already told you yesterday. You can
Alright,
take
well,
the lead. I trust
okay.
you.
Nope, not a problem. Let's go. I'll roll that with advantage. Ooh, come on. That's either a 3 or a nat 1. I'll take a 3 plus 6, 9.
Cool.
Oh boy.
As you sort of like follow the roads, it's a fairly uneventful walk. A lot of this is through like old abandoned farmlands. There's a few times where you go to like take a turn and Leosin goes, I believe it's this way, and sort of like directs you along the path.
Okay.
You lose probably a couple. You lose a couple of hours of the day, sort of like looping back on yourself. And I'm going to roll some encounter checks very quickly.
It was an 8, not a 9. Not if that makes much of a difference.
Cool.
Did my math wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, so you lose a few miles of the day.
Sorry, everyone. I'm not sure. I'm experiencing some.
Amazing. And Nebulon, as you sort of like look out, partway through the day, a heavy overcast of clouds sort of like come overhead.
Great. Okay.
No rain yet, but as you sort of like move towards the later afternoon, you guys are sort of like making your way down a road now, sort of like beginning to see the silhouette of the River Cheon far in the distance, probably about another day away still. You guys see that coming along a road in the opposite direction to you, seemingly heading down from Elturel, you see what looks like a simple sort of like open-topped horse-drawn wagon. You can see what looks like 3 sort of like black-robed humanoids. You can see that they all have sort of like these strange, almost like bowl cuts coming down to like just above the ears. You can see they all look gaunt and sort of like skinny in the face. You can see one of them's just dragging like a simple mule forward who's dragging the cart behind them. And the other 2 are sort of like hands together in the robes. And that's you guys sort of... So probably about 70 feet away if you wanted to make any action.
That's no, not yet.
They seem to like peacefully sort of like be coming along the roads. And as you get within a few feet of them, you see one of them sort of like steps forward. Hello there, weary travelers. Pleasure to meet you all. Tell me, how has the road been treating you in your journey?
Why do you ask?
You can now see that the gentleman looks like he's maybe in his late 40s, early 50s, heavy bags under the eyes, looks like the nose is broken in places. You can see at his side and at his other friend and at his companion's side, they all seem to have like what looks like a whip with 9 heads. Only a small one, probably only about this long, but like a 9-headed whip that looks like well worn and used.
Like it has heads along the whip?
Like a cat of 9 tails.
Oh.
You can see he sort of turns and you can see the heavy bags under the eyes and what looks like several scars on his face and like shaved head. And you can just see this like weary look in his eyes. He goes, well met, my friends. Is there anything that you are missing on your journey, perhaps? Food, bedrolls, or perhaps any sort of entertainment?
What kind of entertainment do you have?
A musical instrument, perhaps?
Ooh. Like what kind?
A lute, if you're interested.
Does anyone play the lute?
I do not. You sell things.
Yes?
Yes?
I'm afraid.
No, we just offer them to weary travelers. My name is Brother Emmanuel. This is Brother Manesco and Brother Mateus. We are members of the Weeping Friars.
Is that like religious? Are you religious?
We are acolytes of the god Ilmater, the
Oh,
one upon the rack.
Oh,
I know. I've heard some things. It was good to meet a fellow religious person.
Indeed. So, is there anything you needed for your journey? Are you interested in a loot, perhaps?
I mean, do we have time?
I think some other people
Do
might
we?
need it more than us. They deserve it more than we do, probably.
Brother Manesco. You see he steps forward and you see he sort of like reaches into the back of the cart and pulls out this beautifully sort of like carved loot. You can see this sort of like cherry oak finish on the back of it. These sort of like carvings and these gorgeous like brand new strings on it. Looks very well taken care of. You see he sort of takes it, hands it towards you, Nebulon. My grandfather carved this tree from carved this from a tree. The tree my great-grandfather was buried under. It has been passed down in my family ever since, and it would bring me great pain to be parted with it, so please take it.
Why would you want me
What's
to take
that?
something that grants you pain, my friend?
You see that Brother Emmanuel sort of puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, It is the doctrine of the Weeping Friar, the Weeping Friars, that we are to take the pain and suffering, that finite amount of it in the world, and the more of it we take upon ourselves, the less of it others have to endure in the name of Ilmater.
Why do
Oh,
you think it's finite? I'm just
It is the
curious.
doctrine of he who is on the rack.
Did he say that there's only a certain amount of pain?
Well, there can only be so much, and the more that we take, the less that you have to bear. Giving you this would bring you joy. Yes, it would bring us suffering, but perhaps that joy will alleviate some of your pain.
Wow, you
I'm
guys are really
so-
kind.
Oh, Kyra, you were going to say
Thanks,
something, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, if we have time to stop and look, I mean, we could, but I don't know. Are we low on anything? And she'll, like,
okay,
look.
I'm alright.
Why don't you
would-
take a week's worth of rations for the road? And you see that Brother Mateus sort of like takes out this sort of like small sort of bag of like various like meats and cheeses and breads. Here, fresh from Elturel.
Oh,
From
and
Elturel.
she'll like stutter for a minute, and then as soon as he smells the cheese, even though Leor just kind of jumps up. Leor, no! I am so sorry, and she will like gently pick
It is
him up.
quite all right. Oh, give
He
me a
usually only
second. And you
bites
see that
me.
Brother Mateus goes, if I can be excused, Brother Emmanuel. Of course, Brother Mateus. And you see he goes to the back of the car, and you see he takes the cat of nine tails and just begins to whip himself on the back.
Oh.
Guys, it's bringing us suffering looking at this. Can you please stop?
Oh no, I am bringing more suffering into the world.
No.
Vagrants.
Oh, God.
And she'll
Right.
like
Oh.
go to say sorry, but immediately shut up because that's.
I felt joy looking at the creature. I must feel pain in the name of our Father.
I'll grab the loot from them. Like, wait, I'll
And Cairo will happily take
You
the
see a
rest.
single tear falls down his eyes. Goodbye,
Nebulana.
great grandfather. Your very essence of the earth is infused in that tree which made that loot. You will be missed.
Jeez, I don't want to. Here, take it
It
back.
is the greatest honor of my religion to feel such raw pain.
I will look
bad.
this loot up and down. Is there anything suspicious about this loot, or does it just look like
It's
a really nice loot?
gorgeously made. It looks like it's like you can see like sort of like inside of the acoustic holes. It's been signed, made over 7 years by Matthias Meyernoisch IV.
Right. I'll definitely think back to my time in the Sanctorum and think, is this object cursed? I've heard of many different cursed objects. I'll attempt to put it down on the floor gently and let go.
Boonk. It sort of makes a noise as the strings vibrate.
I'll pick it back up. I will I'll sort of gesture over. I'm gonna look into the person's eyes. Does this person genuinely want to part with this?
This person so deeply doesn't want to lose this treasured family heirloom, and that brings him the greatest joy.
God.
I
am-
I will look into his eyes and I will say, look, I promise you that I will put this to the best use to honor your grandfather. What was his name?
Matthias Mataskaishku,
All right, I'm going to write that down somewhere.
the fourth.
Oh, are you the 5th, 6th?
Oh no! You see, he.
What?
It brings me joy to know that this will be used and treasured by another.
Guys, maybe we should just go.
Well, if I may make a suggestion, if they do have some extra clothes for the lordling, then that will save me from having to watch him with this.
You see that
weird
brother
things
Emmanuel.
rolled
You say that brother
rolled in.
Emmanuel takes off of his robe, and underneath he wears a simple sort of like vest and these sort of like bloomer underwear. Would you like my undergarments also, or is the robe sufficient?
Oh.
It was
is
bring us pain to have the underwear, so you should keep
Oh,
it.
am I bringing you pain?
No, it's just.
Oh no,
it's-
Serena, please don't say
Oh.
that. I don't
See,
want to
brother
witness
Emmanuel
anything
hands the robe,
like
and you can now see scars all over the body from
No.
similar sort of like self-flagellation whip marks. Each of these marks is a kiss from my Lord and Savior, Ilmater.
He seems like a lovely guy.
Hey, Brad,
You see the other monk sort of like coughs blood into a handkerchief.
God.
okay.
Can I try and do lesser restoration on the guy who's
No, please don't. Don't touch me.
is good magic? It's goodness.
I'm just gonna
Plague is a gift from Ilmater.
Serena,
Okay.
please.
I turned to Quell. Is this the chains you were referring to? I'm a
Kyra
little
will like look to
confused.
Quill as well, like
Yeah. Well, cast minor illusion, and like a red kind of cord covers kind of both of his hands, or between the hands, and says, "Some people bind themselves to ideas more. Some people bind themselves to ideas more than they can handle on the mortal plane, and with these people, these flagelants, we see them travel from city to city, harming themselves to help others in the name of their broken god. Best let them be on their way."
I agree with that.
and she just like moves over to both like enough for Nebulon and Quill to hear. That is so sad. That is so sad.
I know.
You see tears streaming from the brother's eyes as the cart continues down the road. Goodbye, grandfather. I will think of you always. And you see brother Emmanuel goes, "It is the greatest gift that you have given to bring such joy to this world in the embrace of Ilmater." And you see that he smiles. No.
Oh, let's
Okay.
just go.
I'll
My
just
heart.
put it. Is it got a strap so I can put it over my?
A gorgeously handmade leather strap, and you can see that it seems like it was weaved on a loom by his grandmother to match the loot.
Okay.
God.
Is he still
I'll
whipping
just put it-
himself?
And
Oh,
One
God,
of them, as they're sort of like walking away from you, they're slowly just like.
As he's
Just
doing
gonna-
that, as they walk past Rail, he'll put a hand underneath the whip and he'll take the hit.
Why would you do that?
In bringing yourself great sorrow today, you have brought us great happiness. Now please be on your way.
Of course. Thank you. Oh, God. Oh, Lord Ilmater, I feel joy knowing I have spread joy. No!
okay.
There's
I've
no
never
way we
seen
can
anything
do
like
it.
that in my life.
Ah, The cold air is biting my skin. A gift from the father, Brother Emmanuel. And the three of them continue down along the road.
You twisted
Wow.
motherfucker.
Can I just take one of the edges of my star staff and start carving in the name of the grandfather into the side? I was so compelled to write the grandfather's name.
Somewhere, yeah,
I'm
and you
sorry,
do sort
I'm
of
not
carve,
meaning-
you sort of
I'm
carve
nervous,
it
I'm like-
in, and somehow you feel the sound of a heart breaking.
Oh, I've never
get-
felt confused. Okay.
Roll me
I
your
will-
second survival check for the day, please, Nebulon.
In the
I-
meantime, can
Kyra,
I,
like, as
this-
this is
is
happening,
Can I not
can I
roll this
grab
with
the wrap?
advantage? I feel distracted.
Oh yeah, you can roll it straight or with disadvantage. You tell me what you feel like.
I think if Leon's helping, I guess I'll just roll it straight. 'Cause
Roll
I'm
it
definitely
straight.
now.
how
What was
about-
that, Sakara?
I was gonna say, she's like holding the rations, and Leor is like trying to get them because he smells cheese, and she's like, no, not
And they
now,
are like
not
beautifully packed. They're like beautifully packed in a wicker sort of like picnic basket. These like fresh loaves of bread that have like been kept warm and soft, and these sort of like selection of fine cheeses and preserved meats.
now. She's like, no,
For
bad,
safety,
bad.
I have purified
And she'll
food and
like
drink
snap
as a
and like
This
try to
is
get
some
him
good
on her
cheese.
side and not attack the cheese. No,
What was that from you? Sorry, Nebula.
7 + 5, which is 12.
Cool.
Let's go.
Cool.
Yep.
As the day turns to night and a very light rain begins to sort of like fall amongst you, you now find yourselves sort of like probably about 20 miles south of the River Chionfar. You can sort of begin to see the silhouette of this sort of like large, imposing fort type looking structure, which Vilka, you especially would know this most likely to be Fort Morning Lord, as well as sort of the shadow in the distance of what looks like a city of some kind, which you would know to be Elturel. You're probably about a day's worth of travel, about 20 miles south now.
As we're sort of traveling down this road, I'm going to call Kyra over. Kyra, could I speak with you for a moment?
yes, of course, anything to get my mind off of
Yes, I don't
That.
think that the events of that should ever be discussed, like, ever again.
no,
Um,
no.
I'm never... Anyway, look,
Anyway,
I just wanted to say that I'm just... You're your pet. I feel like maybe I might leave Luminari. I'll sort of like hold up my arm and just sort of, you know, I guess interlock my mind to the Luminaries and summon her back to me.
oh,
I just think that maybe our pet should bond a little bit more. I mean, they
oh.
I mean,
Two wild animals staring each other down perfectly still.
They worked.
Leor.
They've, you know, Leor.
You see that
Luminari.
Leor kind of cat-like stretches out a paw and kind of does the...
Be nice.
Luminari's head goes almost like 180 degrees on a swivel, looking directly in your eyes, Nebulon. You get the, what are you doing to me impression.
Listen,
Oh no.
we've got to make new friends. You've got to make new friends. We know this is a part of life, something that you have not experienced in a long time. So I think it is good to get to know other beings, and I think this is perfect. You two have worked together. You're both the eyes and ears of us. I'll sort
I'm
of
like
lower.
picturing a cat doing that. I'm sorry.
I'll just gently lower Luminari, so then she just sort of jumps onto the ground.
And she'll like hold Leor just a little bit, not enough to hurt him. She's like, okay, we talked about this. No, friend. This is friend, okay? Not food.
Let me just roll and see how this goes for both of them.
I promise he's nice. And she'll like look at
Luminari's not aggressive.
You see that Leor sort of like very slowly approaches. sort of like goes nose to nose, nuzzles, and tries to sort of like wrap himself around her as like a hug. You see Luminari's head on a swivel, back up, eyes looking at you, Nebulon.
You stop looking at me like that, Nebulon. I'm trying to
can I-
help.
Can I try to talk to her? Maybe she.
You probably can. Hold on. I have an idea. As we're sort of walking, I'll sort of just maybe hold Leo just for a little bit. And over the next 10 minutes of us walking, I'm going to try to ritually remember and try to think back to the training. And I'll try to ritual cast Speak with Animals for the next 10 minutes. Just sort of going over the incantations in my head. I'll occasionally clutch my crystal, throw open sort of like starlight things, a bit hard to see, and I'll sort of pluck a couple of stars, move them into different, interlock positions, and a few of them don't work, I swipe them away, and I just retry again until eventually, after 10 minutes, I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Oh, right. You see all the stars sort of like clump together into like green. It almost looks like two swirling masses of like green starlight, and they go to each ear, and then they split apart, and they go into my mouth as well. And I'll look down at at Luminari. Right, are you ready to try that again?
You see that
Wait.
her head sort of like swivels back to you. Why are you wasting my time doing this? This is pointless, Nebulon.
It's not that pointless. I just think it is quite. It is good to see, other creatures, and you can't speak with anyone else here. It might be nice. I mean, you can understand, Leor.
You've already sent me into a cave filled
Which
with deadly gas.
I'm deeply sorry. I did not know about the gas, but you are.
Oh, you did not know?
No,
I
did
did.
not know.
When I breathed it in.
I know. I'm deeply sorry about that. You've done worse things for me before, and I've also done very many bad things for you accidentally. It's not a bad thing. It's just part of life. No, I'm not selling this, am I?
No,
No,
you
I
are
don't-
not.
And I'll sort of look over to is it Leor?
Yes.
Yes.
Leor, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Nebula, and I'll sort of stick out my hand as if to shake Leor's hand or paw.
Hi, yeah, wow, you can talk to me. This is so
Yes.
cool.
Not for very long, but I can probably speak general thoughts to you, yes.
Wow.
I'll just notice he hasn't really shook my hand in a while. I'll just go, anyway.
You can pet him. He likes to
Oh,
be pet on the
great.
head.
Perfect.
This kind of does.
Listen,
Aw.
I don't want you to be offended by Luminari.
That's okay, I'm not offended.
Good. Luminari is a bit different to me. She doesn't like people or anyone else.
She's real pretty. She's really, really pretty.
I will tell her. In fact, Luminari, did you hear that?
I did hear this.
See? We're all getting along. Perfect. It's amazing. It's exactly what we wanted. But I think that is enough socializing for one day. I think she's run out of social batteries, whatever they are.
I ran out of social battery a long time ago, Nebulon, and you're still making me do this.
I'm sorry. I wanted to. It's all right. You go back,
Can-
rest. I will speak later. I'll click her fingers, and then you just sort of see Luminari just disappear.
Okay, come here.
Do you have any more cheese that I could have?
I'll pull out a day's daily rations. I don't really. Oh, you've got some. Even better.
And as the spell sort of comes to an end, he goes, well, thank you so much.
The spell wears off, I think, over
The
time.
cheese. Yeah.
He loves cheese, and next time you call on Luminari, if you could. I didn't understand anything she said, but
It's all right. I could. She doesn't like socializing with anything and anyone, but
Right.
she's
Sure.
happy. She's nice to me on occasion. So that's the thing.
well, in that case, could you tell her that I am so sorry for Leor's behavior?
Oh,
if
no,
you made her feel uncomfortable, he's really nice. He's just very
Actually,
excitable.
I think he's wonderful. Actually, he seems very friendly. It is Luminari that is the not problem, but she's not very talkative. It's all right. It's not a
Okay.
problem. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It was great to chat though, and great to bond our pets together. We'll have to do this
Great,
again.
great.
I'm
I
not
would
sure.
love to. Poor Leor didn't have many friends back at school. In fact, most of the familiars would hiss at him because, well, you
Oh.
see,
It's
it's
fine.
not my fault her cat hated you. Hey, and she's just like, they say familiars are a lot like, I don't want to say their owners, but you get what I mean.
Get it? I do. There was a long time that I spent staring at endless night. But I met some friends after a few. Well, it felt like a decade, but don't worry about that.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
I kind of feel the same way, honestly.
All right. Well, if you ever want to bond pets again, Luminari probably won't be up for it, but I will definitely encourage it.
I would love to, and if it helps, I will bring food.
Great. Perfect.
Does she like mice?
She doesn't really eat, oddly enough.
Fair.
But, I mean,
As you guys are having this conversation, you see at a certain point, Leosin turns towards you, Rail, and you, Quill, and says, "Perhaps we should stop for the night. Renaer is getting irritable, and the darkness will soon fall upon us. I don't know if there's anywhere particularly beneficial for us to stay. Might be out in the open tonight. Possibly wise to keep a couple of people on watch."
I agree. We'll set up the camp as fast as possible, start the fire, and then we'll look into.
So where you guys
options.
currently are is sort of like, it levels out to a very sort of like hilly basin, if you will. Like, this is sort of like heading down towards the Chianthar River. You guys are sort of like now in a wide sort of like open plains, these rolling hills, but it's very much kind of the desert effect. There's not really anything specifically around you. You've sort of like dodged the wood of sharp teeth. You're somewhere in between like 10 miles of the reaching woods and the wood of sharp teeth, and you're not quite close to the Chianthar River, so you're kind of out in the open right now. We could, if we wanted to, travel through the night and arrive in Elturel in the morning.
we
Do
would
you
be
think
quite
we're in a rush, Leosin?
Not so much a rush, but I'm anxious to get back.
we'll be fine for the night. I think it's best to arrive there in good stead and good health.
I agree.
If you're sure.
I think so. How about we take a vote? I say that we sleep.
Is there a reason why we should be going through the night? Like,
Yes. We can make a defensible camp.
There's enough open space here to see anything that would be coming, so I presume we'll be okay.
If you're sure.
Bill,
And I'll say that you guys...
can I make an insight check to see if there is anything else going on that he's not letting on? Is there any
Roll
reason?
inside check. And I'll say that you guys start to break camp.
Oh, natural 20 for a 26. Give me all.
Camp's getting.
So, as you sort of like stare into Leosin, you see that he's sort of like trying to stretch out the wrists and the hands. You get the sort of impression there's like a degree of frustration about his lack of mobility. Also, this sort of unspoken anxiousness to get back. He's a difficult character to read, but you get the impression that there's nothing malicious there as much as there is. Perhaps he's more worried about the present circumstances than he's led you to believe.
Maybe we should go right away. Is there any danger to being a little bit exhausted when we arrive, you think? I mean, the guy that is leading us thinks it would be best to go now, so...
I mean...
Concerned about what perhaps the effects the artifact has had on Rail. I'm concerned about this position being so out in the open in an area where the raiders have been known to
Have they
frequent.
been able to come here? Oh.
Ah,
If it's in the best
Happy-
interest of everyone, I'm more than happy to carry on through the night.
It is unlikely we will encounter any beasts or anything like that this close to the river.
How will we cross it at night? You said ferries?
There will be ferrymen working almost 24 hours.
Okay.
All right.
And there's
And we should arrive there sometime in the sort of early to late morning. So trade should have
And
resumed by then.
and if we have
Yes.
to take a ferry to get to Elturel, then I don't see why we couldn't rest then.
Exactly.
All right.
how long does the ferry ride take?
Oh, it's not long at all. 10 minutes, if that.
Oh, okay.
Can I, knowing what I know about the roads between Baldur's Gate and Elturel and these spots, can I insight check that what he's saying, it does, it makes his worry understandable.
Absolutely, roll an insight check. And I'll say you can do so with advantage.
Okay, let's see. 19.
Cool. It's not untrue. It's perhaps a little overly cautious, but you do again sort of get the sense that perhaps he's more worried about Rail and the artifact you guys have in your possession than he's perhaps originally let on.
I guess through the night it is.
We could go through the night, but I'd like to know first, why are we such in a hurry? We're about a day's walk from Elturel. Why is it so urgent we arrive in the morning, Harper?
With what happened last night, I fear perhaps the violent outburst from Rail was not an isolated incident. We don't know how deep the curse may have its claws in. Time is of the essence, and I fear how long my mental constitution can fight back against the same influence.
Well,
Then maybe
if
you
it's
shouldn't be carrying it.
if it's already affected me, then isn't it wise to keep it with me, not to destroy you
It
further?
may. I am well equipped and trained to deal with psychic intrusion. It's part of my, let's say, skill set. I fear that keeping it with you, Rail, may speed things along towards its eventual end goal, whatever that may be.
Either way, though, curse or not. I do turn to specifically Serena and Vilka. Even if actions are not my own, this is not anything that I should be. I'm truly sorry to the both of you. And Vilka, that was a really good punch.
I accept your apology, but it's alright. I already didn't like your Rail.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
And
honesty's
for what
key.
it's
I'm used to it with everything in Greenest, if I'm honest. It's not the first time, nor will it be the last, but... Serena,
I do appreciate your rail, even though we don't agree on everything.
there'll be
But
things...
also, I don't want you to be unsafe.
And there will be things on this journey that may further test us, and
We'll cross those bridges when we come to them, but
I never want to raise hands to anyone here again. I am
Well, you've
truly
already
sorry.
hit me before, so. Remember last time you hit me?
Unfortunately, yes, I do. And if
Go on,
it's-
Kyra. What was you going to say?
Still
I
feeling
was
metal
going-
indents on my
I was
face.
going to say, Rael, if you are apologizing to everyone, I accept your apology, but I feel as though it is not mine to accept. It is Serena's.
Well, actions make up more than words. And I
Yes, they-
will get my greatsword out,
No.
and I'll place it in front of you, and I will kneel. And I swear to protect you from this day forth.
Who, me?
Everyone here. But yes, Serena. I'm sorry, guys. This is my way of penance.
I was not expecting
I'm
this.
Thank you.
Vilka will kneel as well in front of you. It is not because I don't like you. I do not seek the same purpose. And he's gonna just pat your shoulder and help you get up.
And I'll stand, I'll put my greatsword on my back. Adjust my tabard and rub the icon of Green Est.
Through the night, then.
Agreed.
Quill.
Can I cast Lesser Restoration on both? Like, I'll do twice. I'll do one on Rail and one on Leosin.
Cool.
Just, I don't know if he'll do shit, but.
I definitely feel better. It
Go
has
on,
been a
Vilka.
rough day.
Go on, Vilka. What were you going to say?
Vilka would just, as everyone is thinking about the plan of going through the night, Vilka will just, before saying his answer, just look to Quill to see what he says.
Well, we'll echo Leosin's warnings, and Quill's basically going to say, Elturel's safe from whatever afflicts us here. Best we make haste, but be vigilant.
Agreed.
This
Careful,
close
I
to the
have to
Cheonthar River. It's an easy enough journey. It's straight shot pretty much, and you spend the night walking through the dark rolling fields. Eerily quiet, but strangely peaceful. And as the sun begins to rise on the horizon, the city of Elturel presents itself like a ghost. Its high walls and towers catch the amber light of the rising sun. On the far bank of the River Cheonthar, it looks almost whole. Familiar, as if the horrors of the past year might have been nothing but a shared nightmare. But as you get closer, you see the true story. The great high hall stands proud in the center of Elturel. But its white stone is scorched and weathered, stained in places where divine light once shone. Crumbling spires, some half rebuilt, stretching like broken teeth into the sky. Banners of gold and silver from the parapets of the long wall surrounding Elturel, on every side except for the side which opens out into the mouth of the River Cheonthar. You see the giant crack separating the city into two halves. And the river now unnaturally flowing through it. As you look towards Elturel, the very bones of the city are carved deep with the scars of what transpired here but a year ago. The air around this bank of the River Cheonthar still smells very lightly of sulphur and brimstone. And Quill, the thing that catches your attention Still attached. Very deep under the bank of the river, but still very visible. The great iron chains which once anchored Elturel to Avernus. Broken, but still attached. And we'll pick up there next week.